You visited that site. You saw the level that we got to. This government allowed their party boys to go in and pick the doors. They picked the glasses. They picked everything. Sink. They removed the sink of the building. All these things are what is going to increase the cost of the project. That project, if well done, should serve Ghanaians. That is why he's the president. He should be able to find resources to complete that project. He should not go about saying that it will be expensive. So we should abandon it. Is that the idea? If it will be costly to complete the project, should we leave it to rot? The level that we got to, as a president, we have used taxpayers' money to build houses up to the level of just furnishing. Then you tell me it will be expensive to complete it, so we drop it and go and start something afresh. Well, I thank God President Mama came clear and told Ghanaians that for him, if he comes to power, he will continue with uncompleted projects and complete them. And so for us, I know this project that they have cut short with, even if they go ahead to do it, they can't complete it. I'm assuring Ghanaians that if we come back to power, NDC comes up to power with President Mama as our president, we will complete that project for the people of Ghana to use, and we will complete the Saglemi project again. And that is why we have warned that any investor, any private investor that will show interest in buying the Saglemi housing project, the person should think twice, because that project is not for sale. We must complete it with government money.
Wabusa for my mema akwa ba me fast na so maye nuanom Joy FM for no mo yes interview with the NDC member of parliament our church mu about Saglemi housing project. But mema akwa ba good evening. Just you media you are live on OK 101.7 FM. So and so another week di just you media e bro. Monday ni Wednesday bia na e share wa ha speak about issues of national interest. Yeah man, facts no amidst the fire and everything, facts very clear. And that's why this project, Saglemi, among other housing projects, are gonna attempt to say, yeah, very, very key. And this is not about social media trends, sir. Saglemi, asama ba abranti bia baba we bia sorry no atam camera, no bia run commentary without looking at the facts of the issue. Yeah, but more facts of the issue. Before I back Saglemi, so we'll give you the true state of the nation economy. No, we'll give you Dr. Sarkodie wow no numbers no. Who is lying to us about the numbers? Who is telling the truth about the numbers? Ghana public debt. Yes, saying Saglemi project. Ye benye sika oho anai sika ni ho. There are key issues. So Ghana no be bia na no politics, and politicians get away with murder. And now I'll give you a history of housing projects at Ghana. Every 1920, Godjesburg mabresu nyina Ghana attempted say ye besi si adan ni ama obi enya ba bi odini tibeto. Na ya sheda me the politics ya kata niema bi sunti no. Even when Ghana ye taxpayers money, at the end of the day, if you look at from 1920, besi ne sika Ghana asoman ye de ahye housing mu ya boka or pay. And so Ghana for food soldiers. Ya dane ade no NDC and NPP forgetting the sika and econo. Saglemi ye sika o. Ya ma contractor 200 million. So on fancy dine. Why nkuko buo we ebe ka che mo de ye NDC ni NPP ya ma contractor sika so o mesi dan why nkuko buo mo de ye NDC ni NPP you to know manya serious o many na o. The issue is not just screaming about say aban we project but nipa krono di kan ye project or my value for money and also osisi yen or my value for money and answer OCC. These are the critical questions I was Ghana for you to me. It's not just about see dede keke. And no, abaya bande. Yes, abaya na was so because he sick and the no. But Mamma Sanka will be a migachu FM okukren to me almost fair live. King's Jersey Radio, so our New Jersey air fire live. High Life Radio or DC, Virginia, Maryland, Baltimore, or more Peki live all the way to the rest of East Coast in the now Munina Peki live. National Radio, Kuku Spencer and in Timo UK, and so Peki live. Adam Fopa Media of France, Peki live, Adam Fopa Media of France, or see Germany, Belgium, any idea near to live. If I'm a Vimble, the fair poker. Minimum producer, Mr. Johansson, need DOP, a debate, the project, Jasu project, yeah, de Bremon. Me say, Yambra back home. Look at Ghana, your taxpayers' money, into because of that. My ya doing that. See, about politicians, the Ghana sika sem. Ghana man for my dear son, menko bear say 8 o'clock. ana 9 o'clock na ko Article Junction ko Adabraka ko Circle ko bra besi kwa me nkroma tema me ye wo me watema me hu nipa da bonten da until recently tema committee 1 nkrofo da golf filling station ensuo to anabo esi di rubber bag achichikomo no mo da form. How is it that omo ye sika mpoano yen ya de hia de da abontene abrochi okọ omo de da abontene ye junkies o omo my drugs ni ade na bia o mortgage bia we no with divorce bi no go through ni bia no obeda abontene Ghana de able body men na dream da clear aho chirenti mukwa abrochi di Dubai no ni ade nyina they all have affordable housing projects and then Ghana nko ade tam oman ni sika de mo obi fire affordable housing we di sika no hwe Saglemi project yi ye ma contractor $200 million yo yes it is be wasum ye dollars. Nobody since Saglemi asemba ye nobody is even asking about a contractor no way or ya Brazilian contractor ne kofa ne ma 200 million so on sisi adan buso bia otia brochire ana oti Dubai China baby ase $200 million ye de am obi ankadan ahe na obesi busa se dan ahe na obesi obi akwakoye dan fia we amayen. We are not even asking questions. Contractor na say me buy any politicians ye bo omudi. Nobody has even mentioned the contractor baby or what. Nipa kro je 10% no ho no ye contract ni review. No phase 1 no kwane ko so otumi produce about 1,500 flats. Abranti na nye 1,500. Yes, I review contract me discarding be can even when he had not delivered. Nobody is even raising questions about it. Mine is way. Contractor nedi. And the NDC NPP. And a project in that hole. And by now, no can see it to me some more contractor and say, Sika ya de mama wono. Wa wo hwe dan we ya sebi o sebi busha form manushe suma so ni tiriso na pampa so ya de dan we ma na obedemo ana. Saglemi project ya wasiri ti se nkukobuo no. Wo se Ghana for workers ya ye de ani bi no. Ye metua emu ba ko bia 2-bedroom house. $250,000. Wait, and I turn to 250,000. Muko mabro chile honoma. Saglemi project way. What the ma work at $250,000. Work at bay no nyebi 20 sawa brochire. It's a concept no more ya Saglemi very good concept. Say work at BI ben it's a mortgage nanka HFC at the Macroeconomic. But why you dying fear? Me so call washroom toilet no cry. Just a watch share once and a web. Who was monitoring the project? Contractor supervisors omo he abroni be ye ne edete Ghana and say obi hu say project be abind dia na ne yen say no ne enya no shoddy work because obi abeti 10%. Saglemi project is a clear indication of 10% and ama Saglemi project ya say no e de na ka project a ye tue sika pepepepe wom but still no say ye ka say complete project na ye ka say complete project according to minister no reporter na no de to parliament no this year sika $56 million. Sikani yenye tua almost $200 million dado. But she complete this year san pay sika $56 million. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Eh o mami ana papa na ye si dan yamanwa. E ka dan yenye spend this ka wom dada. Anya ye. Yan san $56 million. Nobody is even raising this question. Ghana for a TikTok ni social media aka ni nyina de adane politics. Oh na ban na unkowie. Yes, abani be kwa kowie. But the odi sika no wen. The odi sika no wen. Say because when me busa America, muso omukro $200 million ka de omo edan omo di besie no flats ni ade omo ko busa America New York busa projects na omo ye no say eden omo ye nko ade abro hwe enya abro no nya nne ne NDC ne NPP na start yo ti na to de bia nkofo ba program so no omo complain about say ya ko bibini Ghana ni blackie enya bibini ke ko Ghana ni blackie ya dwene pa anti ene ne sen ya dwene pa no ti ene ne sen. Say from 1920, Gorgesburg, Marbury, so even before Gorgesburg, Africa, Gold Coast, Ukraine. No, my yanchi say, one more soldier for a call First World War near dear Bayern, on best settle Omunine, Honor started so more housing. Ghana, 1920, people don't read. Yet, and once you see social media, the atom. And I say, I think don't look at it one side. Saglemi Crawford, Disika, those questions. Never see that ye dia kwa kosi shelter mpo Accra Central na kaya ye fo podemu asanka ye dia kwa kosi ayi flat kese e wo Kumase na nka boy ti pa fo boy ti egu Kumase sunyane ade omanya ba bi omo da enka sanka nye But will be at Jessica 10%. A go on Kwambotoma Goody. We are not asking those people any questions. And they are done NDC in NPP. I'm buying copy Sika or IMF from near Sanfa $56 million. Sanfa maybe Saglemi no Nankofon Sankocheni. Now, yeah, this 56 200 no one. That means 256 million. It's in any better send you value for money. Why they bet me about that way? Why never better? Me cry and you say NDC investor be anto. This one is not marketable for any investor. Investor be a baba beje Saglemi where or did sika bechemuno. On to me turn said you be obenya home fast work. And to a more mudi sika ne yanko for mu nyina. Let them come and return the money. We are not interested in jailing anybody. I'm why some aduane bi anyway de koto gari. E de am obi a won some and some wo. Obi akoria body o kejeti e de ni kotum 8 months. 1 year. Wakoria hairdresser dryer yet new kotum 18 months. But what depend 10% how much Saglemi project and anything. Sikana show. Just I don't even understand. There's director and in Pennyfucker say what ministry ho. My year project. I'm a mama contract. Deliver 5,000 unim 2009 Apostle Mills started project. And Apostle Mills who didn't call it. 2012 no more project na no more contractor $200 million so masa Ghana me both can say amunim seriously $200 million. Do you know how many factories sense we bet me see $200 million any a demand contractor no see 5,000 contract nim come interest phase 1 phase 2 phase 3 no mom on the document no call parliament no more breaking it down to phases. First phase no I was a contractor and see 1,500 units contractor and see and also the catch parliament says he can answer. Nam penifonian safo mugo nyina se pe. Onipa na first one no the man 1 year you know ni asantem sika ni bi aka no. Ni de kan ho ko. Ni nyina chikra no wan sa anye project na wie. Make us say Saglemi nsuo kanea sewer system ni nyina bi ni ho. Who does that? More politicians in penifo kese mu come abro chire wa. Before cry the blog be share for Messi dan. Omo ye nsuo kanea sewer system road network and san o Messi dan buto bia wa abro chire. Oh, Dubai. Omo lay pipelines in Iransa. And so you to me, yes, Saglemi, Yanya Sio, Yanya sewer system, Yanya Kania. And so you see, yes, a housing project. And ya bra. Also, we are housing project. I won't ye foundations, on ye, but yet Yana Ghana for ya allow politicians. And the idea when you politics. 2017, I buy yes, so renegotiate crown. Almost had the $181 million, my contract. 2017 omo ye say contractor no fanka ho e ho na attach ya say okay contractor no kwa waboka that was the time NPP before by na attach ya na works and housing minister and omo ye so omo review e ka na contractor na bon ye sante so e ho kra me na attach ya anya adwene obi a ya ma osika se fire project awo project akodich am ye hu project no na attach ya san ate so so nya ya ye dey ate contract am no so me ya sure say no kra kan na ma na do yi no what so say bring the contractor to face the law. Causing financial loss. You have not 200 million fire project now deliver a project now. How do we give you more? Ya na come ko school say more kwa didi na bi wo mo maya yen san ka bi ngum we dey san ka bi agum ya san review project na man. I guess maybe the plan was that you defer non the contractor ni nwie aduma no we nwie aduma na aduma no accordate me say Ghana na bro me say from 1920 and he started say a housing policy. Basi in Nkrumah time 1959. 59 Nkrumah koji sikasi NC 6,700 housing units. 6,700 housing units in Nkrumah kofa 44.5 million pounds. Yo. Ghana ye tati abroni ye no. Nkrumah kofa 44.5 million pounds. See mfensi dan. Said about Ghana for here for obi abeye. Nkrumah make it sure say 45.5 million pounds. What you move 50%, 80%, I'm conform 80% of the money was paid by Nkrumah to the contractors to start construction. Almost see dino. Almost see a fear be no mujadi akano. By 66, the two Nkrumah free soon. One of the reasons are cool plotted me two Nkrumah and say, I dino castle basino, when sitting in you no two Nkrumah. Meanwhile, mobile anchor, general anchor, and conforce a probe. She said, the cost to Saglemi, yeah, investigation. Near Musika and Chroma, enya, I know the man crofo, which sam. Or no general cano, blog back wanto. Once he claims to be investigating in Chroma blog wanto, buzi aso ba ya which some so they are private sector. Na private sector because you try aban na aban the anye he thought that oh abroche for no a private company na esi o abroche aban bien si affordable housing. A private for na esi. Enti ya ade we de ya de ma private ya de politics. Ghana ya de ma private person no cry. Oh ya Ghana oh ya kan ya no na ma Ghana anye ye ni ya no. Abroche private people na esi affordable housing otom. Aban si affordable housing because aban si bia ye bedi. Aban si bia ti say 200 million. Me aswa walai say affordable housing say 200 million ni nyina kom. Aswa walai. Enya dia 200 million we ya de ma a Brazilian contractor no didn't nyina ya affordable housing. Ko for jibu 10% edi. That is why nobody is talking. Ya chamo bia into be na coins near this dan no. Kebe de na yesi nkukobo that way for 200 million. And nobody is talking about that. Nobody is angry. Ghana for the abontini, they are not angry enough. Busto amo the contract ne ma contractor no 2012 ne say. Sika no he. Omo kwaji sika ne ma ne efe project no. We any private sector bia na di ni sika behim. Because private sector di ni sika behim like I'm saying no, e board de beto so ye ntumi nto. Ghana teacher for a pay yes. Na no teacher ba call free program we so see the pay 1,007. On no koto Saglemi, more pricing 250,000 no. One beto $200 million project. Teacher ben ebe timi ato sa adan no. Bank ben ebe finance at what interest rate? Now what can ben and they say ye be ye do 100 years. Ni entry as a mortgage to cronin we. Ni entry anwe. Yeah ade amom ye fa bro enye. A bro wickedness. Na Ghana for so there. Ya mama dada ya drink to the stand that you are too chain and you question somebody else. The person who chop the money never way. The odis kind of Brazilian contractor no. Any new cronies no mudis kind of way. Insurance Saglemi. Sa sister Sikana buy so or no so the big sewage, drains, waste holding bay, any shops, school, any systems or why no see any city anywhere on your way in Kahon. A brony bay yenti. Now go for this can I Ghana for allow or to divert attention. Ya divert attention about some koji IMF sika ke de be a factory. Ama Ghana for nye eduma yen san fan koji me Saglemi no. Na de odi sika no wadi ko. Sa na President Kufuor time say ya affordable housing wo pon. Ko he kan ye ni won nsuo ni won say na TDC Tema Development Corporation mo no mo ye kan ye ni nsuo akoho. Sika na ye de man crofo na wen. De bia ben bia ba opepepepe ya se nkrofo adi no moko opepepepe o madi no moko na ye Ghana for bre na ni nyina ba be kan ye public debt but ye can ye discuss issue now because of political blindness. Ghanaians are not ready to call a spade yan fa ni nyina mom o na man yang IMF ya yan fan IMF sika na ye de be factory no yan fan ko ye Saglemi no ho na de odi sika no he ye de bia Ghana corruption scandal be bia ne ye de politics na sika no ko sika never comes back. Sikana never me say my mouth examples we bring chroma time 44.5 nyam chroma time nko Saglemi die 200 million ewe he 200 million ewe he ya yes from yes sikana ma na ye dey politics na ban ko na ban ba na chesen ko for trendy on social media na we dey were disco yet nobody is ready to call a spade ayi Saglemi die omo so omo dey ko for court how long ni how long? How long? Case not go see saying. Into these are the issues that we need to understand what the issues are. Maslow theory. Maslow who's your marketing in human behavior. Ya cho bibi a friend Maslow theory. Or chen ya me here ni papa. Aduani obi bedi. Di obeshe. Baby odiniti beto. Di obedi. Di obeshe. Baby odiniti beto. Na before cry Maslow di be kan sa abro funa che. Ni na maka. Bible talking was in the party onya the obedi any the obeshe ni baby obeda e me no andolso na no kra no ne yenye ni aboko nsi agum politicians ba na o ma boko nsi agum ya boko nsi agum yes say ni ade ni ashada the high politics NDC for say o more parliament and minority they are attacking government say ano NDC is never asking say contractor na muma 2 million 200 million contractor na aduma no or ye 2 million ho aduma NDC is not asking that. Minority, you are not asking that. Minority should be more concerned about Ghana for Sikana Yedema contractor na or the corner. But we are not asking that. We are doing NDC NPP politics with it. I also was a project. The more a project you see one of my very na best say na Ghana for your coins no cry there no cry best What so you are not also being active. Say me new project no. And I say me near Odisika contractor me go find him na no me project. The contractor must be forced to face financial loss to the state. Contractor no. Now so contractor ni be no catch us what the simpoateku amobi then the contractor should name a shame. Name the person. No koji esika ma. We are not interested ebe jeli obi. Emfi esika ma. Koji scan ma new project no. Ah, Ghana for ma gugu abontini o mu nya baby na. Na de bia ye the project ye your money sika mapa. Near their politics, near say, oh man. Dr. Sarkodie, economics department, University of Ghana, Legon, woman, any moon contanua, woman chan contani one cassa say Ghana public debt near there. Say, when you not come one, say, Ghana, ye sick ya, ye dear quack, many other things they come home. A cosi saying, a year day, and then person be a wasumpa. Me wa a year friends, a state housing company, one more boss or so, a housing project for in fact, only the member of my because you him. Nkrumah Sasia, only Nkrumah had a grand project to develop Ghana as every Kowenchi question Sasia and Nkrumah Jigu, Kotamale question Sasia and Nkrumah Jigu, Kokumasi question Sasia and Nkrumah. Every region be Nkrumah Jin Sasi, share compensation. A brony bay into him. A buy after Nkrumah no. Almost by a boundaries. No more as I see with our age repair. No much send no document. No more we had the amount of we have been stealing government lands from Nkrumah time. All the way to today, forever. I give it away forever. I give it to Osmasi forever. We have been stealing. And Nkrumah no government lands, no. Emu one plot to crown Nkrumah fan called Nikromo or Jomro and Nkrofo. One fan go. Buy after Nkrumah, you are buying dine. State housing boss, the entire me born abaso say. This guy you buy or no na waiting for inventory, no. Emu baby, Nkrumah Sasi and Nkrumah J Yankofo, we. Ebi akochange di no de omo nyina kokote mo fa Nkrumah Sase ne bra ni emfensi da ma Ghana for mantram na ye ton de ani enya hu sika ye di besi da ma Ghana for obi ade ne ti atoso nya abro we nka brante small boy nko no nko meye abrante wa akran nko no nko meye abro ni beye for mpani for amaba ma hu pa se Nkrumah Sase a wagya nyina wo ho anka mbetimi de sisi adan mo ton ama mabusu for forever na se John de na ba ye onim kofo ana atonton san no Sir John the bank for tonton Ghana a property question from Rollins Abres. Even before Rollins Abres, for tonton abaya japade range ni ade nyina adan a omo de sisi condos ni ade nyina Nkrumah Sase state properties ni a ton 5 cedi. They said omo auction aban cars no. Oh, sa auction cars na good port no. Sa wama auction Nkrumah Sase ojigu ho nyina ya auction ni nyina na de ama Ghana for penny for enti the class no political class nipa be 10% no a 10% imbo 2% no mo yes ka for no omo kwa no ma jijiji ensase papa e wo Ghana no ma jafa dia ka won class no ma je no ma sa de be farms o ma jini nyina cause omo no wo a wo tie class no wo a mikro mu kwa abre a woni ba bi aida na wo dance a woni ba bi a Ghana aida Ghana green belt ya Nkrumah jigu ho e wo temakra ya ton cemetery Nkrumah cemetery ojama ayen yesie nipa ohokra yaton bro na Ghana for mo de ti NDC ni NPP deal with the issues your fact Saglemi project let us chase the contractor Brazilian no ya this kind of 200 million me go fa dem ra ade we atamo start STS Korea ferry ye and atamo so ko fa ankofo we ba tie nti affordable housing President Kufuor sha ase ekosi sen o ye bibi de agye nchirima abro ye de ache coins agum 10%. Project BIS aban na fund if necro. I was say my private people be funded. No aban yan ko for taxpayers money. Na ko ya for to work break. Ni akofa ye Ghana taxpayers money. Ni de aban ma mo say mo be 10%. Na ko for discount. Saglemi di omo di me say. Wallahi talai I'm telling you. Omo disikano. Saglemi Housing 200 million. Where is the money? Go and bring the money. Don't come and send any message bi ambeka bi anchemwa. Go and bring the money. And one idea na Ghana for boys kai ye fo nyina ati abonte na boys repi omo enka Ghana nka kra central ye ni shelter bia wa kai ye fo kra beda ho ye di bibia ho am beda ho mama Dr. Sarkodie dog good evening ni akwaba wo jaso dwumedi so dog sabusu fo nyina ho ye de
me nya ba me sia obia ho ye nso ha
you good dog ma before kra be go into other economic issues say your public debt yes and Ghana can yes
okay, take 500 billion, but because let me hear that exchange program now, say at 430 billion Ghana cedis.
Okay, 430 billion if which areas na stats can free ba?
What's it?
Which sectors now amounted to 430 billion no?
And all sectors, It's a budget deficit at the BIBA, or the about 48% and ever. Now, you see the depreciation in so. So, see the one in Kofoma. Also, I was saying, boy, one of them on it. So last year, say, see the depreciation in there about 90 billion a car can home. When you physical cash show, see the now one in Kofoma can the whole 90 billion. That's about 29%. And off budget borrowing, we say, Cocoa water boka, we have boka energy sector, financial sector cleanup exercise, get fund, and it's a kind of a buying boy also about 23%. And in your market, a account, so uncompleted projects and Professor Bia research. The uncompleted projects in Ghana, it cost billions of Ghana, not millions of billions of dollars.
At says Saglemi Kpone cost Ghana.
Once you there, a car can when you in the name of the government of Ghana or the state of Ghana, there, you can't Ghana car, a car home. And unless they're able to tell us, say, Oman Bobusia and the basis Saglemi there, fine. One Bobusia and the basis there, and you can't Ghana can home. Now, a waste of time.
Yeah, I may research. I'm going to Besia Saglemi no.
And you say, Yakobo Besia to scatter to a good and I was young so well, Ubetia Hunsi. And tis Yakobo Besia, yes, Dana, young Nemuno. I feel we answer you, Hunsi or Besiana Yabono. And ya the papa, and ya dear swear the crowd Ghana pay for Yanshana, South Bound with the Yenya, and ya cry. Nipa baby, answer so a dicey ho. And I can't be a cancer brace and car. A dino where you more. And can you probably never be at that? I'm a much now for a Juma. I'm a minor productivity now cost rock, a human cost rock. A human cost rock, and we meet in your tax. So that they are buying from Obusia. Now you say when you're baby now, or I'm your crowd, or sorry, so many traffic over a human. Over do a human crowd of bread. Until you also 8 hours, so I have 5 hours, no upon. Because what you do, when Simua traffic, I mentioned. This uncompleted projects the boy a kapana and yeah when some quao now no Captain Smart so ye be on the show so also could free industries and our factories yes see you know and in your money now they say no can say whether sugar factories to see who I young can want some Oko Kumasin so factories be brave jute factories in yes see what Yanka was and say, and dear Swanny, a man or minor, and content tells
sad because the okay Saglemi dog. I say project Genesis started 2011-2012 and that Professor Mills the time no started say oh yeah so be affordable. You could credit Suze comfort you more you from credit Suze $200 million you credit Bosia. Public debt no ababedu baby edano and we are not talking about say sikano we contractor na shoddy work sikano kwa we dibi because 200 million your home project here and nobody is asking I don't know Prof, do you think it's a legitimate question say sikano Saglemi nie 200 million who die nie
it's a legitimate question. The value for money now that BIA can once make I don't know 100 or 200 no differ. It's a coin crowd will be here. I dear mention a coin is you have to have a coin. No, I use cannot the call. Sir, building our kind, the quality of the materials not quite questionable. So, public institutions, even universities, crown, but when a dime will be a CSE or so dynamo crowd to say a frugal and so was a serious, you know, I just cannot call. And because of share a brothel so dime power was almost see my dear so. Or may the University of Ghana example. Or share quality of materials only see done in the colonial times. Now here the independence, then host as a yes after independence, the quality is different. Different. And we now so anyone so how you know cement waha, blocks waha, gravels waha, and we are in a timber in a timber. And so over here dance wapa. Now Bruni no about to timber if we are called the crown. Ne dana the 100 years later as you see. Na here a chat timber hano. Yeah dance wapa.
It's sad. No, it's why you opening kese? Would you advise our bankers or Kojebusia? Eddie Ababe, we Saglemi no, Abra Yaki, and I can echo 500 na. A futua, who as economist, Ubacasa Bank of Bobusia maybe a project. No, and I ain't chasing contractors the money and the difference in the machine.
Okay, so maybe a friend of course benefit analysis. Yes, analysis intimi and cancer say but say Ghana paying for some more researchers or much young for we are man. That we are under Western housing in what? They just say Western housing paying for how much my project analysis appraisers. And you we appraisers not say get to us so you what we say to us na my chain say any other option there any what we say to us. Then we see we chase contract and so no about us so na say be a judgment that be any ho na contract and you be who no about us so and the young for so no about us until it's all about the project appraiser and the my more kakesi then for so because sometimes it's even better to cancel a contract. Sometimes if your contract now could do now it's better to cancel it and restart all over because when you say restart here process be you better but if they say your money in all your contract here since say ya actually ya enti binya ho hwe senkai ye ntimi nya bibi pa twam aye no foforo and ye twam nya no foforo but enti since ya many analysis bia to confirm say aban for person foforo analysis but in their mind you know they should just evaluate or value the project. Okay. Let's do an evaluation of the project first.
Okay.
After evaluation, then we can know, say, we should go here or go there. But in some way to talk COVID time now, I'm very surprised that I'm buying a son in because COVID time, no, the president and the minister of health, then the said, we must be informed by the data. We must be informed by the science. And I want to say lockdown, and others say, okay, not lockdown, yes, what can we must be informed by the science. You lock it down, so that we must be informed by the data. And everything was so on point. Did you hear Ghana, if it be stringency index, Ghana, Kwani Muche, I might be brave or Africa, even here, Kwani Muche, South African po. So they are managing COVID. No? And to say because you have science and a DNA. Oh, your analysis in the DNA. Yes, you'll be a cost diano, sorry, so maybe I'll see I lockdown. No. And you have the same thing. Emma Saglemi, you have the data, your analysis, valuation, you have the data to speak for itself. Now you're being young, so I checked it, then you cry. You maybe yesterday, who grab at the same game.
It's and I share statistical services. So now no statistics from the buyer nipa there. So almost say there's a short for this visit already. And no a year opening case a year quadruple for Baba Bechem State House in Boston. There's a housing deficit of about 1.8 million units. A nipa omudi baby omudi omuti betu no adanya a deficit no that is equates to 6 million people omudi baby omudi omuti betu. Tina ofa moto e kwane so a kiosk ne containers nko baby abeku containers and your stock echo and no answer say for fear you almost shop kiosk containers obi any baby or need beto is sad.
The basic things in life the obedie the obenom atade abehye any baby or duty beto and in time go for people who kwa abrochire mo bi no because abrochire housing wouldn't be a problem and your basic things America akwa aduane fofo because Finland utua 10 euros or you say restaurant utua 10 euros na wura ho a Opera now, my dear, and you'll be dear, there's something be a deep 10 euros. No, there's something be a deep. And the basic things food, water, any shelter there. And you can say a wire panty, yeah, my also. Now, when and then be a kind of a near break natural resources, no. Obia, you too good. Obia, Ghana, the #1 producer of gold in Africa. I feel Nipa says, be the baby that. And then I go do to our say. Who to say to you know, and enya dia ni so yema ya nimre o memna o mani no
just a dog purchase of money and no so 33 nano statistical service graphic gets between 32 and 33 million also we can make enough money to take care of Omano and call for, but it's I'm for a state housing company or my boss or beba very soon know about said okay whether or my analysis some me cry them you're more interested in common sassy or no state housing for betting matches say do say na kana ya better near to me I said your dog can abroach o credit young quantity about me I dan says ya we hear se cash Ghana so they say ubenya dan krado kill to cry at him. Oh yeah, your man no Frenchim cause he said esikafo na chasako fo epe no betimi nya asase ato. Na just obi oye hia ni dey till that kingdom can tete. Wono na nanam kra de munya baabi a mudi muti beto. I say o man no ete sa ma ye ma abro ni beye ebe chichire o man nti me twa wo message say won so do message beba be join ye ramp of mama good evening ni akwaba.
Me da say Miriam good evening.
Good evening. Una ya penin kasi a other state housing. Minimum buy no. Obeto nsa asesen. Any sika sen.
Opese okay me ya kakra. But with the me da was. So state housing no correct ejuma is any Chengana as a matter of fact 1956 Gold Coast Merso in a state housing started Sergeant Folk, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah so across the various governments until 95. Former President Collins, a limited liability company.
Oh, okay.
Company, over the years, the Nkrumah, the subsequent governments sought to expand that. But unfortunately, it's been assassinated because of in terms of compensation, allodial necessity, and so TC started to be any other day. And the big D state housing MD party said crime have now most of our lands. I then say almost about 80% of Adanta, the Kwame Nkrumah, and about 20% penny to me, you see, they're carrying in.
It's about 80% of Adanta, Sassi, and Nkrumah J, and the Uncle for we
was gone. And even not even with that, for sure, even J for His Excellency J, as a Kuferi, say, the time that we came back, not just almost about 60% in terms of encroachment.
For the answer, 60%, yeah, we are.
Yeah, I mean, Nina Tamale across the country, assassinated na be brave. Na why maybe Obia catch Zebia, Crabia see baby, Nkrumah, and so be just as you apparently be but Nina soon see documentations and so on, and yet straightforward. Tia ma and no be brave to me a but
boss mobile said database pan bo say Ghana nyina Nkrumah asase Nkrumah di jaye ma state housing nie aban sase ne mu nhye da ni sa digital database bi
sa data no na I say yeah share through obi o kra na just obi ebe frewa catch say oh titino 40 years ago na papa yejumo ha ko just asase wa not just what could you don't say the I am saying kakra and saying what we are trying to do is to digitize all our assets and in the database now just going forward in the future now and facing some of the problems you're facing. Maybe you also not just saying the part that's in you identity or saying we have a day free so it been over the court also sweating and they also are be a social miscreants that they high get to those ones we recover them and then put them into proper use. It's a kakra.
Hey. And Nkrumah the osu on the grave osu that the lands he left for us. Kofo we yani e kan Ghana for now so yes we are bro, but sometimes you can't blame them because obi ape baby ordinity beto or mine no de or man for ne kase obi provide obi make sure say systems no e enough for oni sika kra virus say what na broche da ma broche wo credit kakra baby a do ti beto de e na mo affordable housing so aban kra support it you amebo a wo broche wo no mo nya bisa
now I mean in the last 6 years as a son in terms of getting more land banks. I can't be brave. My friend, Kumasi say, I don't know, 2462, I'm about 200 acres. Not changing something about 200 acres. Take yours, mine, another 500 acres. And Chelsea, another 200 acres. Across the country, almost on a weekly basis, I'm getting calls from Asasira for also the company name called ANKF, and what we are doing is properly, these lands, we are registering them, we are making sure we secure them. It is sad, and yet, and the crown you between they see that it is in our digital database. That 10 years, 20 years from now, if you cry, but it remains to me and make a good use of that for the benefit of Ghanaians. So, yes, from history, says I'm going forward and not just say, yes, I'm mistaken with you. Instead, assassin some the kakakra. And crisis. Accra say na assassin some head in Kakra. It's see I started project with Power America. I also say any abushna for the kind me etiaka. And I just the man by na ye ehuduma. Intino kakakra. We are hoping say it me rebuild the land banks na ye lose. And going forward no ya bohom.
Into what the other doctor Sako de can also no can Ghana public debt. It has a kaya, but for instance, Saglemi de Ninaka. I don't know Saglemi and Mohanum, a state housing project.
Oh, there be state Saglemi and Yamba State Housing. You say the RTO, you say abiding my state housing. Yes, the near abiding Como. I met with the government. I also even met with Inuanamongo minority to see state housing will take over. But in our own analysis and feasibility, unfortunately, it was a difficult decision, but we had to tell the government, say, we don't want to get involved with settlement at this time because we did not really see it as a very good business model at that time. You'd be a Kuma, a company, and I said, and I said, a for. We catch your buying. So I want to share other alternatives outside state housing take over. And
okay. Mama Babeche, Mbesa Dr. Sako the dog, Mbesa Ubana Busa me real estate big man back also CEO, Mr. Henry Yosin, a CEO, a broker kese or tenant real estate. One broche one now OTA. Me person also bebem because they are now can me support
one Maryland and I'm going.
Yes,
Oh yes, I mean, who's I mean, more funny me. Watch the
yes, I'm
I'm very familiar with.
Oh, good. And you know, me say if the state housing, the minimum calculation now, but even I support it. Say, just say it's not a proper business. 200 million until say contractor and be account say. See, can me the one CD ko ha me the $1 ko ha no. I don't think anybody should touch state housing. Omo confirm no disc can account for it. But Dr. Akodem Patron, better we check your mind. Say, would you advise that? Dr. Akodem, would you advise that you get more investment in that area? Because the state housing boss can say Sika Kodim unaccounted for. Hello, Dr. Akodem. I'm saying Dr. Akodem say Mr. Yosin, when I see you tenant real estate near before I obey no Mr. Ampofo na chair why I must see state housing mom famous and coca. Because we should Sika Komuna. And yet
before say your best started project and also the cost and the benefit analysis. Share how it's going to benefit the company and the investment that we are putting in. And to share settlement as it is say if state housing take it over, now you have $1 crown and it means a unit on average also a ton 1.6 million cities. So you have $1 crown shima. But say you share your analysis, that's say you are investing now, we have to invest an excess of over $110 million into it to bring it
to figures and what's somebody
about over $110 million to bring it into use in Saglemi. The will Messiah for just the 1,500 homes. So say project we'll do feasibility studies. We'll show how long or how far away is the nearest utilities. So what is the issue about electricity about is additional cost. You have to factor it in. Sewage, nothing. Basically, it's just it's like what we sit down in desert. So nothing about it, setting up. So looking at it, the amount of money that needs to bring Saglemi up, we are of the opinion said, I mean, if we have to invest 110 million, it means every unit you have to be selling it for about 2.4 million Ghana cedis. 2.4 million Ghana cedis per unit. Meanwhile, no, that time, Adenta apartments Adenta. For the same units in Adenta, for a similar house in Adenta, we are looking at about between 250 to 300,000 cedis. Across 400 at that time. And you know, it didn't make sense. Say, you see baby Saglemi and expecting Ghanaians to come and pay. I don't think anybody would pay that much money to live in Saglemi. It would take him over 2.5 hours to even get to Temansan or Bidru. You know, we have assets in Adenta, and we also discussed in Pukwasi. Pukwasi to Achimota, watch within 15 minutes, no true. So if we can invest in Pukwasi and do units there, that will be selling for 160,000, 250,000, 300,000, even 400,000 cedis. It makes more sense for people to go there that rather than for us to go and push more money into Saglemi, where I mean, the market is not there. I'm not sure the kind of feasibility studies that they did in citing the project there, but for the target that they were telling us is for government workers, people who are civil servants, teachers, etc., who work in the middle of Accra. It doesn't make sense. And also, you're looking at it like, for example, Poko has to say, apart from the housing that we are doing, we are also leveraging transport. We are providing transport facilities. We are doing. We are doing a lot. It's like a whole ecosystem that we are creating there. It's like a whole community that we are creating there. Nina has been factored in. And you know, even Obia only Accra or Tawa, knows that there will be transportation to the center of Accra, which is not even that far off. And we all know Sepoko is more or less the center of Accra, with interchange Abaho, with the roads that are being done to Nsawam. It's like a sought after place. So that made a better business sense to go there than to go to Saglemi. Plus, the model that we are doing in Pukwasi, the government is not on the hook. When say what it is that the 5 developers in the Wanyais is all private sector driven. They are said they are giving us the land, they are doing the offsite infrastructure, the road which require nothing from the main road there, electricity and water. It is easier to bring that kind of infrastructure there. Private sector is actually raising the money and doing the construction, doing the sales. And if, for example, Rehoboth and Ansel Frank Paul, who is part of it, they go and raise their money from the bank. It is the CEO who is raising that money. So you make sure say it is used for the proper because we don't need your interest. Or no, when you are the assets, the banks will come after him. So it is a departure from where a bank or Jessica, not the man, individual, a foreign contractor, even local contractors sit down. And then normally I see can be 10% Biafra baby. No, at the time, no. Me reputation and somebody be sit down and then you come and tell them 10% over Accra. It's not going to happen. So that takes the government out of the construction. It is now the private sector driven with just the government facilitating, and that is exactly what happens in the United States and other areas. I mean, in affordable housing that we do in the United States, that is the government facilitate the private sector for the private sector to be able to thrive and build. And that is the
approach. To say 200 million and year project. A private sector for
it is unheard of. That is a similar model.
Affordable housing. Now, me person call 40 as your mom they should take notice of the virus. He can say nowhere in the world now buying a affordable housing. Yeah, na Ghana for cry, but in Ghana public debt, inside Dr. Sako de and no pepe, you crow ya 200 million be a demosemenka.
Oh.
The contractor is working around though. So our project here I was Saglemi said the analysis of virus I actually HSA. Number one, even the sighting was a problem. Me te kwano so. Na ya cry a Gulf City ne, Bone, come to 25 coronavirus. Who to me do on 6 hours? I'm telling you. So nobody, it doesn't make sense. Mimi cry am doing coins am ya kola. It doesn't make sense. Say obekwa sit down ho. Now expand the road no, o si teacher ni got now. No match radio wakra. No only 6 hours ho. Me can be as Central University 4 year graduation. A home call to me the 8 hours now. Oh, man, not it. Buso be or take so. And yet, Obia due diligence, so see and go sit down. Didn't take all this into consideration. Can you ensure a sewer system? Nothing. Now, comfort to social media. They don't understand all these dynamics. Everybody's running commentary about it without understanding the issues. Until now, okay, say unkono, me support say also unkono. Ma misa you say me pesa obema say Dr. Sakode ababa because Dr. Sakode na be friends and numbers no. Mumu kro mo hono me project like this 200 million, what could it have done? Say mum say virus ka say mumu kro mo ho na mo ye mu developers say mo na mu sisi yadan 200 million ye de ma wanka de na u ka bet me dey.
Wow. Thank you for having me, first of all. Now, 200 million, it depends, though, because most of the private sector drives the market. And no, it's making the credit facility available for the private sector to be able to build out. But how it's like the government is responsible for that. And anytime there's a government involved, you have competing interests. In the interest, I don't know, say the interests are aligned. If the interests are aligned, it's different. But I don't say we have issue with housing, but our issue with housing affordability and rates was a nice way increasing rates near there. So that has more of an impact because we should be income at OUCR. Now we'll share the rates now. Somebody makes less than 100,000 a year. On average, somebody like that, may be able to, let's say, afford a house of, let's say, 200,000 on a nominal interest rate of, let's say, under 6%. But you see, rates now it's over 6%, 6.5%, 6. So
and I'm over 6% interest rate now musu Bragana behe. Yeah, 35% interest rate. They are 500 Ghana, they are pure water business crown. You are 35%. We are Mr. America ho. Say over 6% moves busa virus. 35%.
Wow.
We are high raise the crown. We have 45% now bet you as interest.
But there's some advocates at 200 billion or more spending. Why don't you use that money as a backstop? What kind of affordable housing? Affordable housing, has the affordable housing, a supplement that the government, the local government does. In Jeff said, we a teacher. Your income is not enough to get you to get a house. What the government does is okay. The government doesn't do that, but the government has access to money. So the government will come and say, okay, say if it's a reputable owner of a house, now we'll rent, rental, we talk about purchase let. That will rent, government will supplement that. Have your friend of Section 8 or subsidized housing. Or mama voucher. And then that
rent in America.
Yeah, so voucher now what they call. Then it helps you with that. So that part of it works. So we have the same thing over there, and I just said you can eliminate some corruption. Because we are all human beings. So who could see Diane? You will have preference. If the government is giving you to build houses, now you will have preference on who can buy the house. But if the government is not involved in that, and it's similar to here, and you make the voucher direct to the people you are targeting now, then they can find a house.
Okay, me too. There na se na just say 200 million ya contractor ba kwa beji. Ah, ye shede hu ade papa bi a o shada de ye kakra ya na ye hu 1005 ni ye hu no. En ke afa sika no emma emfa to say wo dan dada. Ye fam ordinary people ntua o mo rent. Na the best auto na ban support no.
non-talk. Oh,
Okay.
so what you will make it is that you create a marketplace for the private sector to thrive. Then also you don't dictate, baby, uncle for Bakwakotina. Into who your teacher, and then you don't mind driving there. You can move way out. You have the voucher. Obviously, on pay driving, on pay traffic, so they will live closer. So you give people the choice, but you give them the ability to afford it. Because what kind of affordable house? They're relative. Somebody affordable housing, buying $. Affordable housing, I can buy 500,000. I know you're affordable, affordable housing. Obi also affordable housing here $20,000.
And yeah, affordable, sir. Because they're not, Miss Ambo comes, Ambo now, Sister Saglemi Kpone calculation, yeah, cast your turn back one. You better on the same. But will be a microphone, what do you know?
Sorry, yeah, Kase is about 2.4 million Ghana cedis. That is.
And I must say affordable, no, 2.4 million for a 3-bedroom and a 4-bedroom.
Or for a 2-bedroom.
Wow.
Now, America, her virus, baby, I now tell now, yeah, you know, America, or you 2-bedroom, a dime, and no cry mortgage, Mutiasa.
They be that. And America say, you see, the concept of
Saglemi virus, not just a dino crying board in America dying.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Numbers are moving, yes, definitely.
Saglemi, a dino is more expensive than, say, Autofie or Bethesda.
Saglemi that way, the Sabio toilet in your sewer system, holding drains in your shops in your Bibiani Hono, no board in America dying.
And yes, America, baby, baby, and I'm talking about this is the heart of Washington D.C. President, and then the man there, the whole of that is the reality of
wow.
Jesus. So it was a bad business decision. Saglemi, it was a bad business decision.
So in our analysis, it wasn't a good business model. I mean, and probably maybe the goal was not to sell. If they are not mostly sold, I don't know. But I don't think that Ubia Betinisika Sal and Aquapoto and dying that far for that amount. And it's true. I mean, some people have suggested so maybe no more senior, maybe go for.
But I read the contract documents. So man, cause almost say they HFC aton for mortgage. But who would do this kind of mortgage? It is a virus. I might bet me They say Musimu here. I na multimedia.
The government will need an excess of about 114 million. And yet just for the 1,500 no. Just for 1,500 homes. Meanwhile, they spent over 196 million. They could not complete 1,500.
Wow.
Macho repeating numbers in BM. Dr. Sako de Utie.
Wow.
Macho repeating numbers, not Dr. Sako.
196 million. They couldn't complete 1,500 units. And if you look at the cost of, bringing the infrastructure alone, there is huge, it's massive. And Sana, you are thinking about, the drain, the sewage systems, etc. It's a killer. I mean, for that part of town, I'm like that. That's saying. I mean, a business person, or I could sit down or at that cost and expect to sell. I mean, I don't think anybody will buy.
But why would anybody even be? This is wickedness. Wickedness. Your money per chrono 196 million. Dr. Sako de Empacho. Doc, me here, you need to come and explain the numbers to us. Dr. Sako de Empacho, explain the numbers to us. Mr. Yosin, 196 million. What can it do? Because when you have a virus, Kase, America, DC, baby, Biden and Crawford, what do you say by Tesla? Bethesda was Bethlehem, Honocram. I'm in shock. Honocram spending 196 million. You need toilets. We have nothing over there.
What was the purpose for that building?
No, mortgage.
No, because the mortgage, opening You can't finance that. No bank or no person will finance that because you are going into it underwater. Into why it's all very risky with I finance somebody to buy something like that. It just, I don't know.
You are agreeing with the Mr. Ampo can say it's a bad business decision.
Yeah,
I mean, real estate gurus, you know.
No, but he wouldn't. Why would he put his neck there? And it doesn't make economically doesn't make sense because if their goal is affordable housing, already going into it, say you are defeated. Then that's not the goal. So the goal is just to build a property, just to build it there. Then that's fine. But whereas there is the goal of providing affordable housing, with the definition said, this is the people we are targeting, teachers. Yeah, they're not. So then their per capita income. And if you know that now, then it doesn't equate. So I mean, I'm with him. I wouldn't risk him home and put my company into that.
Okay. Mr. Yossi, me say according to way forward, say that should be because the goal is to say in Nkrumah time here or they 44.5 million pounds. In Nkrumah time, so this is how much in Nkrumah set aside. Do 2 years 80%. Yes, she's Sikano. And share them fancy housing, Papa Bia, like we are doing with Saglemi. Yeah, you're spending 196 million. And this contractor is walking around drinking and maybe smoking. And why nobody is even mentioning the contractor? He's having a ball, walking around, and he doesn't care because this is government taxpayers' money. This is part of Ghana, your tax your debt records. 200 million. Yakobo Besia the ama contractor Sidano. Where this cano? No, I 1,005. Even 1,005 now. Virus say we will need $140 million. Where should we find this money? We are not hungry enough. Where should people are saying government should complete the houses? Where should government find the money to complete the house? When the contractor who chopped the money is walking around, we the citizens are not hungry enough. While people are sleeping on the street, the contractor and may trust by now or water bed is soon or enjoy with our money down his whatever. I mean, person may use to swear words. Yeah, but I'm upset.
It's I don't know. It's amazing. But what was that? How do I put it? The way forward now will be no. Like I said, the question should be whose interest. You have to follow the money. Whose interest is it? So like I said, the interest now, the working really is OBC side is just for the money. Because if you want to get money in let's say in this system, that's strictly, I'm not casting aspersions, but you have to justify it because your country is part of the Swiss system. You have to justify the money, right? But just to go take the money. So what do? You put up a building and you inflate the price. Into building wouldn't so now, but it looks nice. But we'll be a door now, but it looks nice on the outside, right? So you put it there and you get the money, and you can justify. You can even go and borrow money. You can even issue bonds for money and say, okay, this is going to the housing sector. Then you use that now. Then you divide it. It's hard to point to the contractor by himself. So contractor with this kind. Every contractor, the contractor is a business person. And I'm pretty sure that any contractor, if it's a system whereby he wants more business, and there's no see-die papa, because when see-die papa now, he won't get more business. So if that contractor or that businessman is taking a risk and building something like this associated with his company and his name there, now when he said it's not his decision or her decision, it's a decision from somebody else. So my friend, we are going to give you the money. You go put something nice and shiny. We don't care if it works or not. But make sure that they're okay, 10% to 15%, whatever. There's no money left. It's the same thing with the roads. Roads, no more in a year. Yeah, you can blame the contractor, but realistically, contractor say, okay, this road is going to cost you, let's say, $1 million for 10 miles. And okay, that be, I want 10%, I want 15%, I want 16%. And this $1 million, no, technically, why do you know 500,000? And you expect them to build the same road for 500,000. What kind of road do you expect to have? It's the same thing with the building. It's like you can't expect that building to be in a condition it will be marketable.
Okay.
So that's
Okay,
why they make us a private sector and holding them accountable. So the government holds them accountable. But if the government itself is the one building it, then who's holding the government accountable?
Okay. It's in me person because all this is part of Ghana, your general economic ecosystem. No, I know your big issue, my Ghana for you now because economy the whole can crown. Do baby, I won't even be a problem. Say a private sector, no what agent and now so some time ago, now real estate companies were springing everywhere, building. Ghana for Nankasa can even go and buy their buildings. Well, a crowd would not need to do that. The focus should be on fixing the economy so that teachers will everybody can afford a. And Dr. Sarkodie, that was Dr. Sarkodie to show us what the general economy needs here. What is the health of the economy? Because budget and media budget. Now, Minister of Finance catches so the economy is rebounding. And the catches a rebounding, they're not rebounding. Dr. Sarkodie, we need you to explain to us whether I'm passing. You rebounded and I rebounded and a dog, echo of Dr. Sarkodie. We need you to come and answer that question for us. But Mr. Ampofo, long-term solution for general because Satika service kase Ghana for the door na 6 million money baby omudi beto. Until there's a problem. As a third world country, here baby obi adnit. In fact, Dr. Sarkodie koye ekochra de kakra wo Cairo. Now do Egypt for capital Cairo. Now between Cairo and Alexandria, next city. Tintin just say, utilize your massa senepa. Uban one flat, almost senior so nya there earthquake beba. Amenebu. You can see people bagana there. Yeah, all those things. Now yeah, nipa no onyesika na assassin 2-bedroom no dey see assassin so. And we are just spreading Ghana develop. I don't think that's even in terms of proper management of assassin. That is even good. So virus 6 million people no money baby dano. What is there a plan? See a bemo obia baby or niti beto.
Yeah. So OSHA statistics in Ghana, it shows about 60% of Ghanaians intimate and taught dying without government support or intervention. OSHA saw about 30% to 35% there. So buying is so more grand and they will not be able to own a home. It's just about 10% or to 15% of Ghanaians that without any government intervention, they can build and live in their homes. And Russia, and on that, I equated to that high deficit in terms of our housing. And for a long-term solution for housing in Ghana, we have to look at both the demand and then the supply side. Because this is saying that buying tackle the supply side with this affordable housing program are more private sector in a driving. So this is something that when it happens, it removes corruption and then 10% will come once me because it is the private sector, private man who is using his own money to build. And so that is, I think it's a program that if Abane expand there to include more developers, Ghana a land tenure system now, we have to take a look at it because the way I sit here, it is not properly structured. Into the more pass, you might end up buying it from 4 or 5 different families, different individuals. So the government has to take a bold step. I know, it might be politically unpopular. But if you want to progress as a country, you have to look at the land tenure system and see how land administration is administered in Ghana. That is key. And
what would be your suggestion? Sir, buying tons are sitting in an media buying them so that subsequently going forward, no be a better assassin, better buying them. Wouldn't say one place pen out.
We don't even have to do that. We can keep what we have, but we can also get a credible land registry, which is digitized. I don't talk to the family. If we say, for example, we have a credible register, if the lands commission in a holding say, okay, these are all the lands in Ghana, these are the owners. And to see as I speak to lands commission. Lands commission knows who the owner is. I pay the money to lands commission. Lands commission then marks the how those home. They say right now it's no longer for Fiakoko, it's for Komnapia. And that is there forever. Until if another person wants that land there,
Okowa, the Afiapokua cannot claim ownership. Afiapokua is make because the person knows says he cannot make a balance commission. And if a balance commission, so they would point it out to you, it's not as near Afiapokua there, it is Kwanadia, it's Kwanehomo. So that will eliminate a lot of the land fraud. So we have Masas, we have Masas, and also in terms of enforcement, because Ghana has to be if you say, for example, we are by Masas, or the Sidansi so about to be if we enforce it, so well, if we could see Dancy will be Masas, so I don't even Pacodia, and you don't Pacopen or there, a lot of it will discourage that practice. A for a day match to semi, and Sasson. That is just one side of it. Now, share in terms of the demand side as well. I think the government has started a project that is the program that is actually very good, but then I'm hoping it will also be expanded. The National Mortgage Financing Program, whereby the government gives subsidies. Let's say they're not many air can people in a particular group to be able to get mortgages, affordable mortgages. So a normal mortgage, they say about 30%. If you go through that project, you are getting between 11 to 15%, which is still high anyway, but relatively lower than the market. And what a bank does is if a bank name bought 100,000, I buy another 100,000 at the bank, so they're able to basically half the interest rate that you would have otherwise paid at the bank. And bank and so my longer payment period. I mean, banks require to be extended to about 20 years. I think that is a product that is very good that if we're able to expand it, it will help. And the third group of people are if with even these subsidies, they cannot buy a home. We can have also a credible rental scheme for them. Also, Ghana has a social net is not that strong. Into a lot of vulnerable groups get fallen. A lot of homeless people are starting to program. If we could have that social net, whereby these people will be able to provide them with either affordable housing or even social housing where they will be able to at least have shelter. Because if they have shelter, you see, we take housing a bit for granted. People baby die. And it reduces even crime. Also, fear, also some job. And also, when you make sure that the low income are well taken care of, how it also helps in the other sectors of the economy, because the social benefits and it controls all those things. So, Section 8,000, I'm America. Yes, I mean, you're scared of moving. But they know, say, giant for no more to get to see the idea. It brings drug addiction, crime, all these things that come in. World will.
But virus mumpeni phone nyina o mutu kwan kwa broche muhu saade ya wo ken Section 8 to say one way muhu ni nyina o. So I don't understand why Ghana na ubeye the same affordable housing. We say one house, 2-bedroom house, and cost it 2.4 million Ghana cedis. Now one ebetimi etu ya. Na se teacher any crowd afford the way ya. Shoemaker no betimi afford it.
Because I mean, going forward, I mean, we have to just make sure so as a country, we take pragmatic steps to solving these housing challenges. Use one, the government. I mean, I've been saying this from day one since I moved to Ghana. Said the government have no business meddling in the housing sector. The government has no business building homes because, yes, invariably it does not work in any country. Even South Africa, that has a good model of social housing. It's the private sector that builds it. Government. This is South Africa. Private sector and the government are not the attitude. They do. But that is because of the apartheid history. And the fact that we have to bridge that gap. It's a different environment. In our country, I think the way that
I'm not stopping you, but I'm saying 200 million. Yeah, the man. Proper private sector be a bank. Do you think the person would have been able to build proper maybe a 5,000 housing units now? Can it be for man? Can teacher for be? Would the private sector have done a better job than the Abaye?
Oh my sister. What if I say amount 2.4 million cities? How the business said banana? Just even just that. Let's forget about the millions of dollars. We are giving that.
Adanta 2.4.
Exactly.
I think that me better no. And no
Exactly.
flying house. I'm not seeing it abroad garage or 4-bedroom no crano. And you 2.4. In fact,
Sarah,
2 million for me what?
yeah, the says kind of 1.5. And I'm gonna say if yeah the says kind of man as an individual, you're not going to build that. That you should that question answers itself. And not to make us say, let's move away from the existing structure where government and one and we say oh yeah BBI because I think the government does very well with regulation, with managing the sector, rather than being a player. Because usually, we a coach, that's how I sound to a player. I'm here, the show goes with me.
Okay. Mr. Ayos, remember when I'm Busa says, say government is taking decision, says Saglemi, or they ma private person. But the virus, okay, private person, I don't know how the person is going to survive because per unit cost is 2.4 million. Do you think even the decision say I'm buying training away from at this point when the project has already failed? Or they ma private say that's a wise decision? And I'm buying them enforcing on you.
That's the only decision. Because only private sector bit to me about and they can a bear loss. Into loss just write it off. However, you could write it off, I'm writing off. Then give it to a private sector. I know builders in Ghana on to me a better job than that. So you have the capacity. But the amount what gives me hope is that 2 years ago I was there for a conference. And there's so many moving parts of Moya CCR. I mean, you have the infrastructure and you have the people. They will address that. Or asset conference, Basel, well, Ghana Real Estate Professional, I think Association is there. They are putting stuff together. Into what Honorable was talking about, I think we have the capacity to do it. And the best thing is, I was so excited when I heard about it was your very sense, biometric card, so you identify people. Then the next thing is actually recording these lands, like Honorable was saying. So now you can match a person with the land. Now, that frees it up. And if you have a database, you have to your MLS system. Literally, the MLS system, the way it works is I can literally go online. I can run a search on a database. I have another system that I can know is okay, this land, this house belongs to this group or belongs to that person. And then they have other people research, okay, the history of that. Now, you need that first as a foundation. And I think we have that now in Ghana. I was so surprised. The information is there. And I understand it's segmented. What was that? What segment? Where was that information? Where was that information? So it's not kind of correlated. The platform is there. The people are there. And I think they can really take it and run with it. So, and I understand the government, this honorable guy, the government has to just create a way to make it easier for funds to come in, for the private sector to come in. Then put even the housing sector, the main thing they should do is the infrastructure. I think what they were doing with the inauguration of the housing thing several years ago, I think it's very good in the sense that the government says, okay, we've identified the lines now, Honorable Akama. What we are going to do is put in the infrastructure for you, which is your road networks, your sewage, all that. Then invite the builders to come and compete and build, but cap them. So you cap them because, okay, these are the target segment of Mokono. So these are the people that you should sell to. They have programs. They have literally programs for teachers. They have programs for doctors. Now, that program here for the house is for the loan, the type of loan, type of money. Into a more down, but they'll give you access to capital. Into once we have access now, then you go to the marketplace. Right? So government should regulate that. Then the government should make it in such a way, okay, we are not going to build, but we are going to tax. So our property rates and all of that, streamline it. Make sure all the stakeholders, the government, is honorable, will say something that was very important, which I think some more NDC. I don't know how far advanced it is, which is say if they have a database of the land, they have a database of the owners. Now they can literally say, okay, this is the tax rate at Yadibema. If the government is going to charge this tax rate based on this property in this area.
We have that now.
Yeah, you have that now. That rate, you divide it up. That's the rate that built your roads. That's the rate that pays for other.
Mr. Yosin Chiremu, because what I heard said finance minister and that's why Dr. Sarkodie, you hear Dr. Sarkodie back. One of the things that finance minister and can say, omo de kwa conduct exchange program no ho. It's kind of cost central government, but they okay say kenji chemu na bi nko assembly no ho, the region no ho, sa property rate no be anya bi small development at their level.
Exactly. Because that's the way that's so pay improvements. I emphasize I have say no. Each development, emphasize if you have a developer that gets a parcel of land to develop. Already, there are structures in place. They have the zoning in place. They have certain things in place. Okay, these are preserved areas. Or this group of people. And if you reach this number of people, and Honorable probably knows more than that working at Fannie Mae. So if you have this number of people, then you need a school. If you need a school, it has to be funded. And it has to be maintained. Part of that, believe it or not, is the tax rate. Right? And then the central government supports that wherever there's a shortfall. But initially, you have to have a basis, a best starting. So when it's going to be crying now, you won't have a base. But if you have a tax base, let's just okay, you have enough to start and work a budget. Okay. Then you have in our system, and so I know some boy a system because you have different stakeholders, right? I learned this thing when I was there. Stool lands and all these lands. So they have
family lands and all that.
So they have interest in the land. So they have to get something. You have to give them. So if you're going to give them something, now bring all of that land into a database. Know who owns what, and then you have the tax. Into what tax? Yeah, tax rates. You can. We have the technology to do that. They do it here. They do it. Ghana was our technology. You divide the money and you pay whoever needs to be paid.
Okay.
The government.
Just all this one formula affordable housing generally now wrong. A wrong formula you use.
Of course. So that's anytime a business question is what's the end? What is it for? Because we have affordable housing and somebody will take advantage of that. It's okay, we can use this as a premise to make money.
Exactly.
But if it's truly affordable housing there, then go back to what you already have. Like the beautiful thing about Ghana is sometimes you're completely crowded, but we have the plans. We have it. Like honestly, the core Ghana I went from your friend saying from Accra all the way to Elubo. Do you know that in Ghana they have the plans for all the development from Accra where the residential houses are supposed to be, where the farms are supposed to be, where the road network is supposed to be.
Because you hired 3 weeks ago, Gan West MC, Gan South DC, Bekache say road, baby, I am market for road.
We have the plans, and one is that if the enforcement is there, and then the incentive is there, and I bet to me, affordable housing say just get now that people have IDs, let the money come through them into a more cost housing. Then they can use that voucher system. So you supplement them, and also it makes it easier. So what happens is and also it helps the capital markets because if it's stability in the marketplace, that can lead to lower interest rate because everyone said if I know that the reason the high interest is a risk. So if I'm going to risk my money pass and I can't trust it, then I'm going to charge for a higher rate because may risk it. But if the risk is very lower, the rate will follow suit.
Okay. Mr. Apia, there more plan for the next 5 years because you impose say I buy Nankasa there, handle housing and there be a problem. Into more and more na my buying company at least. Me try there was 8,000. I feel more comfortable than say me a private developer because bebre so abano and so take advantage of Ghana for bebre. Uchi adaneka or uchi 60% ya the keys bema. What you 60% because you are dino. So private sector no people also have issues about trust and integrity or mudiye eduma. I would rather trust 8,000 than any other private entity. What is your plan? Someone so mobile so that's our deficit. 6 million people no money baby or mudi beto no. At least one more bet me afford the mortgages no. Mubeti me about mon plan for the next 5 years, yes, because maybe him say NPP for buy no modo buy me boy. which means 2024 say NDC ana party for we on be you oh my name is Ayosin Kasa earlier. One of the points that he raised was comparison between China, Singapore, and Dubai. Say they have consistency in leadership. Ghana ni bi. Into what even the OE very good over NDC be you.
So that is the what we have chosen as a country, the democracy that we have. So that it counts with that. But then again, that is instant Ghana funds to Abamawa. You have to work hard to make sure that they retain you. And you know, if you are not, Ghana for is not happy with you and they move you out. I mean, that is how it is. So it's up to us as a government to make sure that we work hard to convince Ghanaians to keep us. Otherwise, say the why in Ghana for far, they are that liberty to move you, and you just have yourself to blame. But what I'm saying is in the next 5 years now, where I want to see the company go to is to build more homes, to make sure that we incorporate better technology, new technology in terms of building. Now, if we kind of also accept the new way that we have to live. Because what Ghana has said, you see that concrete blocks in those, for example. Any other country, you have drywall, which is much more cheaper. But I say, we're going to say even living room, dining room, ground block, kappa, it's additional cost. But only traditional, as we say, then they also do him now to say yes. So we have that taste, and hopefully, we'll be able to change the way that we see our homes are to be. Because apart from Ghana, I mean, they say even Ivory Coast, Ghana, even Togo. I mean, people are using more innovative ways, and Ghana has since just started say they use a more modern and more sustainable way, more eco-friendly. And I'm hoping, say, with what the government have started now, they can even expand it further to include more players so that a time grow in general. Because what happens is, if we're able to take a chunk of people with verifiable income out of the rental market and not even my rental also pressure also not perform.
Yeah.
And most importantly, I'm hoping so we'll be able to get to a space that we'll have a credible whole finance system. Also, Ghana, a dire a shame revenue. If we are to quantify it, the amount of money people have locked up in bushes. It'll be a while, we'll see Diana, I'll say, okay, or the best 10 years ABC. But meanwhile, within the 10 years, or rented that, so invariably, the person is paying twice for housing.
Exactly.
So if we have a system whereby we'll be able to give credit to people, I will sit down between CV within a year or even within 6 months, then we'll save money. That is how you build wealth. Because then the house, let's say, people see quite a bit to feel one. Over a long period the rent not quite to be any mortgage. So
Exactly.
A savings, so wait with their business, wait with their property, and then bring small money into the system. So I'm hoping that as a country and as a government, we will move to that space. They use housing to actually create wealth for the country. It's something that I think we can do.
Okay. Mr. Pia, me pediamo no, and I mean that's what I'm very passionate about. Until I'm a hobe share said the more dynasty, and I like the concept you're talking about because me started say me took about quabro and I'm say now say that musi more simple say. Be 3 days 1 week no mawie. Na Ghana so dey na okay blog wa kese kontima. Me na architect me can na convince me who say perhaps me na mabon. It's just sad. But me man Dr. Sako de abom ni come back to the economy because ni nyina no it comes back to the health of the economy. Said them Mr. Apia kind say economy ni good wa. Sika wudi chia is Legon rent. Spinters road rent. See rent Ghana for chia and me say enye easy o. Eye in the sanka Ghana bia benya dan atenam. because you are a dying a 1,005 a bosome. Sika a bit me a mortgage, and yet when you say difficult, and your housing system is good. 1,005 no can be mortgage. My brother when comfort ya a be 1,000 mortgage, 2,000 mortgage. Until you did your renter now did your mortgage on him says 30 years crana 20 years I can't do anything we 25 by the time I bet 40 45 now what I so who a good credit record crowd was so enough for but I also remember how and Dr. Sakode or wrap up a housing no with all these problems I can't want them. Yeah, wow, it doesn't even make sense. It's a third world country. Yeah, turn down my teacher for 2.4 million Ghana cedis. You are now we are expert. One catch and say doesn't make sense because my America cry advanced country. I'm for per hour. Hour no. Mon turn down say. So yes, Saglemi teacher ni bet you 2.4 million. Let just a teacher ni no or the car. Ne mama ne papa de can nanum never bet you way because there's no way in hell our teacher ni benye skawe with 1.7 million salary. So bet you mortgage. Ne nana people like you are more Ghana for ma much me about akotana broches suya de more juma ma bro for big companies said the virus abe. How would you people help? I don't know when come home meboa. What do you think you more abroach and wait me aboa a pushy a housing system again any be nya baby dinitia atwa. Saglemi ni ade akoma Brazilian company abedi esika 200 million. Ya de ma wo Ghana ni a. How do you think you can help?
Yeah, and that's what I think. First and foremost, yeah, boy, because we have Ghana Real Estate Professional Association, I mean, they are there now, and they have good people that are there that are working. Most of us know we are helping, but the system has to allow us to work. If the system is not welcoming, then it becomes a hindrance. If we don't have even they will love to play in that sector, in the housing sector. But what is this? Is it going to be safe? Are the returns there? And so all those things have to come together. And to me at the back. I say that whole ecosystem now has to work. And the good thing is that we have the basis to do it. And we have to let people know, we have to let people know, even in the diaspora, and we have to let them know, this system is there. There's a system for the real estate sector. And what I'm hopeful is it with the introduction of even the MLS system in Ghana, it helps. You have to know we the realtors from its inception years ago in the 20s, what they've done is that they've created this this ecosystem whereby people can even borrow. You can borrow against your house, and that valuation, because that value is based on who the same house will be torn in that area. That gives it value. Into Wundim said, after 30 years now, after 20 years, so there's value in the house. So you can tap it for business. You can tap it for other things. But Nindano is based on having that platform and that system.
Okay. It's very interesting to me. And you can borrow against your house now. If you build equity, Ghana maintain sabro funi bida. Now could you know bank any market just no bank no or say for us document black because on close row. The virus can was me housing name registration land we no crowd when him say a problem. Nti say what do dying crack even UT bank na better Ghana for sadie no. So betime do o dan cry guarantee and bibisa na de agilo. It wasn't there say betime agisika wo dan so I mean na me kan mu nyina mo mra na mo beboa ye na Ghana so enye kra behwe. Nti virus ya da so de wadi kan ba mum when people for no kwa why because we need people like you in the system. Yeah. We need people like you in the system. If I mean now any final comment here economy so because Dr. Sakode Beche whether economy no sika because already I say sika bia for Saglemi and how they forget it. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, the maker say Ghana from both home and abroad. If you actually ask you say any state house in Kasansa. And so we have homes in all the regions in the country apart from OT, but Enche Ebeko OT so no matter where you are from, if you actually you'll get the best quality for the lowest price at State Housing. Let's talk to us before you go anywhere.
Okay. I know the American man though, she said Ubeto dan wo Ghana, they are pass as a man so ko State Housing. Because they say me nimse ko see dan wo Kumase me bo Kumase. Mo wo wa dan wo Kumase.
Kumase, Sifi also, Cape Coast, Takrade, Tamale, who everywhere in the country. Okay. Go down.
But virus where the unia be my yours the fashion it anon fa broche for ni nyina mre because a broche for anko for ma to dan anko for you omo frakadam 419 no nya asem keto a but what they say is I think he can be able to bring you sir businesses for now agents for now uja omo no tree business ni nyina mra na mo America for you omo sike obi abeto to dan mienu o Ghana that's money in Ghana economy no that's good money for us so they mo ba mo de mo fa mo double na Ghana for them mo fa ma
hey from your lips to God's ears. When they Wilson Wasuma, but tell me
Ghana State Housing dynamite now approach for music camera. Oh, America for bebre they are looking to Ghana as one of the big markets. Momu nyina method the time for Ghana. Now you inject this into the Ghana economy. One patch of Mr. Yosef for Mobra. Tima mamina mu nyina mo say na mo beboa ma a mode discussion by virus. Mammy now ask because fantastic when I only a State Housing for no more year. I've seen the work you are doing, so I'm not screaming. This one I should even be screaming about what you State Housing for more year. I know the work you are doing there. But that's it, baby. Because I also so many Ghana near branch you. Because I also go school at this side of me.
Oh, that you are back. Kwaboche.
Oh, Boche, yeah. Nana your school, yes. It's Boche boys, but it's good. Not just a Ghana to me developing resources, ma. Mo to me boy America, mo me boy Ghana. So why?
Amen. That's it.
Mr. Henry, you see a CEO ne a chief broker or tenant real estate. Omuna a real estate or America broach DMV area ho. And more survey and conform Mr. Kwabnampo for appear so managing director or a State Housing Company Limited, a Ghana, a buying company, woman and Sassene Adia. So Dr. Edusa Akodia so Economics Department, University of Ghana, Lagos, one never share the state of the economy. Doc, my mom, good evening, you now church economy nimna a Baumia internet itiko say internet in the Baumia. Enti Baumia bayere no some fix Ghana internet in my said about Obia yanko. Say doc, mid-year budget here, a year to two. You see, economy na rebounded.
Okay, Finance Minister and Sabno. So or share figures in the Chama your call IMF no. Na nyoma enyina ye, but after some time no, it show positive signs.
Hello, doc. About my internet, you bet say about me about fix internet na my Mr. Digitization. Doctor Baumia, internet in the you. One said doc freezy. Baumia internet in you. Doctor Baumia, internet. Me see Debbie I bet ya could be a mebondi. No one fixing internet.
I don't know the question.
Bet me in 5G.
I don't know the question about me.
Digitization without internet, the digitization, dog.
When you have a question,
digitization without internet. Digitization.
Okay, Intina, Yadika and some number Marco. And your man and your man ye, Anna, a binary day or minor question, no question, I am the fast for the next 3 years. Anna, Minister about Parliament, Abeka said, or share time or take a decision, say, and call IMF no. Now, inflation, and 54%. City depreciation is around 54%. Now, interest rate number 35%. But Sanya Mami and Sarah no atiaba form. Inflation they say atiaba 42. It almost say 42 no they are still high. But I no compare time we take a decision no say na inflation 54 they say atiaba 42 until at least am I encourage. And some I think that is the key year na me frame encourage wo ho And that's what we say. And you might turn it for the better. But and you say bibia to 2 years ama ye ho atoye kwara and your kakra me ne because inflation rate of 42% is still high. It's still one of the highest in the sub-region.
Okay.
But say at tier 354, ever 42, ever from no dear. The papa.
Okay.
Interest rate is so at tier 3.
Not just say interest rates number from near my stable. In fact, me economist, but I said, "Oh, who imagine Monday no." That's the language that I use. Say, near stabilize it, but rebound the economy no, and share them rebound it, but not stabilize it. But can we say stability no? Can offer na stability na ba na World Bank for manage this stability way.
You know, can say aban no na aban no won wan hyehyeye a mo frɛ no post covid program no ECPEG no won hyehyeye say covid ni twam a enyoma mo de begu akwan mu nie ana covid ni twam no so no anche na war no so start here nti enyoma mo dwene mo adwene mo susuye mo ka so mo begu akwan mama oman sikase no nkyira no war no so ama saa nyoma no before be gas fofi antoata no di amamo ama saa nyoma no amba enti omo ne ko share omo ne yesi kasa ko share IFS IMF nsa no na omo anso omo hyehyeye
Okay.
IMF na aso masenti ade a IMF ya ne se odi sika no any technical advice ebe so aban na hyehyeye na owo dada na aban na won hyehyeye dada ba na akesika odi be ye nti ko IMF no na IMF man sika 3 billion ana o se onye debt exchange program onye we nti ye ko IMF no World Bank fon so ba so ne bedidwa afi ankrankra for bebre nso aba so ne bedidwa eno ka ho bi na ama nyoma stabilize the ba say pass man ni nyini no GDP ni nyini no e cost no de no de dabi because GDP ni nyini no pra ati aba form o GDP make them the enti ati aba form GDP ni nyini no ati aba form from omo projected from 2.8%, but I say I feel query no now ye nya 2.8 ye benya 1.5% growth rate and it's a growth rate no that is said the uchi car na o speedy and the growth rate we are there be about growth rate be are there be about inflation rate exchange rate be are no manu anshe wa dwum say asa ade bi a speedy okay say a positive na economy
Okay.
Negative economy and say once a positive no na say economy na mom say rate no so tia enye say car na economy o car na economy ba speed no so ate
Okay.
and nothing dey cause inflation so ate na among come cause na me call job na dey over why dey inflation so tia just say nyoma economy
Okay.
and no and disinflation but say nyoma economy say deflation.
Okay.
Let's say amount nyoma na kwa cause I negative until I don't know until
growth rate this one. What does it mean?
It means that a judge na yedi na yema yema friend GDP no nyoma yeye na yema yema ka bo mu na friend GDP no eye omo moton ye na ka GDP obi say that no ba bi say on the auto the tomatoes ye for GDP nko no ho a ana me ka share ba me say tomatoes na wo ton no e ka GDP no ho adwuma obi ye bi aka GDP no say illegal legal work and you may lecturer will going ade a me ye no e ka GDP no ho many about so I've been leading so adwuma we e ka GDP no ho doctor the oil e ka GDP no nurse e ka GDP no ho police military even abambofo military kro mo kokko patatokwa e ka GDP no ho
okay
omo moton tomatoes wache kenke ni nyina ka GDP no nti ye ka GDP ama obi aka say o ye fe asem kono no there but to man say because ya na bro for nti na omo ntimi relate so ba aka say exchange rate na tia ba the signal ho dey tia ba from there and the feeling ga do share the o because the obi anim and the ade nti GDP na atia na ho dey na tia ba from by the end of the year almost say about 1.5.
Okay.
Say your cash stability no one sema wi o. Enema agina ewie mu adwo kakra Yes, ba you kakra ma ahon hurry aba. Ma enyoma bad variables, they say inflation, exchange rate, interest rate, no. Eba form. Ya won so man na atia, o man so muta say eba form.
Okay.
And say o ba form.
It doesn't mean say CD dollar exchange rate in the echo you better aba form and now we are going to see another increase in CD dollar exchange rate.
Medical can say rate ni a positive one. Say be ko nanim. This exchange rate ni 1% cra still exchange rate no ko nanim, but the speed na swati. And you say exchange rate no bet is number 11 cedis to $1. Say bet aba be 8 and 9 and 7 the minimum. And there.
That is a baby I'm free and na 4 point. Mama time no connect. Yes, they call 4.3, they call 4.5.
Oh, Debbie. Me who say it's real. It's very difficult to achieve that. Very, very difficult. Say,
4 years. That is a Mahama cried to me back 2024, 2025 for cries. Yen to me new 4.3 na one.
Oh, Debbie. Anything that Debbie, I can't exchange rate now. You can't the value, but you can't depreciation rate. Say I was say a Gina over Switzerland say a more exchange rate me Gina for some time. Because Switzerland by 2011 up to now, by about 10 years later, no. I couldn't back a crab by 1 bill. 10 years, I couldn't bear 1%. Against the dollar. There was a time I hold new $10. And no sadly,
speed
because you know my fundamentals and your money is not and yet.
Just say gold now, yeah, can want some gold new oil.
And your money be able to be a can want some the structure of the economy and the foreign dominance of the economy. Nina and Nina can't be an exchange rate because what is the exchange rate? What causes the exchange rate? Say exchange rate, can I say a big now. Now say either say amount for $2 no be brave and amoto and I see the no motor no be brave. Nti say who dollars no be brave o man mu a exchange rate ni be gina. Say who need dollar be brave o man mu na say o mo pɛ no e do so chain the amount for air part no e do so chain the wo ho. Ah e beto a exchange rate no e be cost raba so na ho odi aba fam. Nti kosi say unto say ye be ma ye see the no enema bi dey say manufacturing and anything 1D1F no many agent say at least a new man can get you a craft of back. Now I will share with you the import bill. Import bill now as a bit was supposed to see I had new my crack about and Sunday morning I share now to do a bit in your tissue. It means just what we must sit now what for a long time. And we are one. Number two
also import bill. Then I just say dollar no dollars on many. As a mini say, CK, I'm going one of them where dollars say, and I just say, good. Said the dollar or money more, and I just say, or mine, Anna.
But it's not in the market. I was a core bank.
Okay.
I was a core bank. Say, we can't place value on it. And the web say one can say, own core market in Koto because you will be that with them. And never buy in, and never buy a same rate, But say, that with them. And yeah, you may be at the MY exchange rate. So amount for so a token and your friend in speculative demand, amount for tokusi. So who are don't find your tokusi and also count my acid in I want in a coffin. My exchange rate in the cost room. And then the best say, oh, don't find your man koto. My dreadful koto because the old man cry. My one say, Obia Trek was said the economy is stable but not growing. I'm saying, I'm correct. No growing. No, me say it's growing, but the rate no, and it's what.
Oh, okay, it's growing.
It's growing, and I'm say rate growth rate so long as a positive they say you're and then I'm say they say the Uchi car now with speed here 50 kilometers per hour. Now speed no so back 30 kilometers per hour. I know just a car no
okay.
And just a car no call the name all right, but speed in there they call and a swatty.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel no, moving import way no so. import bill no so.
Import
Yeah.
bill na but maybe as me who know me WhatsApp
The last time I could be a me no yeah share rice, not just at the highest, maybe I need a cranium of pie, China. Followed by Philippines, Turkey, no cannot take in you nam 11. And more even in show, I still remember in my head, they importing show 5.1 million from pure water. They importing $5.1 million worth of pure water from Spain. Okay, we have one a program.
Yeah,
one
me
I still remember those issues. Nti mpesa wo church say import bill no na yete so a ebetimi aboa economy. In any case, doc, who nimdia wo ade bia wo share with us media review budget o mo befre wo. Did they come to economics department to ask you say mo amu na munim economy no mo meche economics mo e bia contribution come after mo nya Ghana for.
Was there wait there you be aban about so mo frɛ o frɛ so o di abre but because of stakeholders be brave, of gutafo, of peasant farmers, me now for no be brave, or more year juma AGI for nyina me hwehwɛ import bill na me hwehwɛ me chinya me ho bia pedetro ye no. AGI for nyina omo frɛ o nti omo frɛ ama yeso ye de yenim de ekoi. Nti I'm say me call Minister of Finance me who say any braba. I could have the sense of urgency. Say omo pese anyoma baby anyoma jib eje kodu bone no. Omo pese omo sesa no.
Okay. So at least that's the good thing. Say government nakase who says they say any braba muntino and they complaining they've heard us and they are willing to change. Dr. Adi Akras say hey, I've been a government obe hu ana pressure na ya demand na ya hard. Until you need any choice but to come and consult friends mo amowo mini economics department say
what you call mentonka
na me ultimate can say my main kind messages ni be na doc whilst you look for akosia I am chei was say most of us Africans we support what is wrong. We support what is wrong. God's will sell them save him lady busa. Dr. Maya say, why did the dollar decline from 1 to 6 around December no 2022 before sorting itself out? Okay, Mebusa Doc says yeah. Zigma say we have timber convert to 2x6 planks and plywood for mass production of houses. Zigma say more kind in Sasia ebesi. In fact, Doc who hana na omo housing who adwuma no omo kan ba se Ghana. Ye cement barre into cement cost ro na obi apanike. Enke ye di nua ye wo nua bebre ye mo nua nua no ye de akoma China for. Enso abroche for di nua no musi omo dan.
Masendo import we are no here.
Mpacho. Enua no kra be say abrofo mu enura tete ye na no kra de fa nua no ho me yetumi de si dan ma ne ye. Uko Cape Coast Alumina, ubon story buildings. In fact, uko some parts of Kumasi ubon story buildings abrofo ne time omu si omu di nua ene si. Story building o. Abroche ni ade adok mu ko nyina wo honom ka na me de carry o ye example. Komatena okitu e bi Cairo ni Alexandra. Wo mo sisi adan kakaka Egypt for. Wo me Africa for.
Oma clear desert so AC new city from scratch. New city. Yeah. New city from scratch. Omo year 2. Omo year new Carrari. Omo year another one. From scratch, new city.
And you don't for no more abamu no omo NDC ni NPP no. Ade no omo kaswa ketu ekura wo man timi ansi. Ama kaswa. No boss me. Kaswa ketu ekura wo man timi ansi kaswa ma kaswa dane baby am Roberts akwaji aboso. Langas akwaji aboso.
Yeah,
leaders no a. Wo mo ko hu de Cairo fo ya po ye ya. Ye de oil money ya dok ka che 48 billion me bo a. We see abrofo the constructive industry me bo a.
43 in 8 years. In just 8 years.
$1 billion me
$1 billion, you know cities dollars.
Yo.
What they multiply?
8 years.
In 8 years. Yes, you could 3 billion or IMF. Obia benyam fa so where home $43 billion or the in 8 years. And yet ya na yesu.
Dobi onti dog. I don't know. Me person make us a Niger for the BNC Ghana, but your kofa. Me person ka I don't know what to do. I'm just helpless. 48 billion. Yeah, Uncle buka kwan ho a omoda wo Accra Central. Ade sana na circle ne Accra ne article even tema me ya me say ya wo me tema me hu say nkrofo da abonten da ene nkrofo de
Yeah.
da abonten wo tema na broni abefa $43 billion de ko ni krom
Yeah.
ya bro na ye ne yentumi ngi
I
sika
am
na
for
na
sure.
no
We am for sure. What thing can you know free mo? We am for sure. What thing can you know free? Na ye can't extractive say natural resources. You can't want some identity. I'm ye passionate. What I'm saying. Finance Minister Frey, any nipa bi mu aka koshia no. Hey, any man fan cho. Me kan pa me bubu figures me go ma ono ahun say ani braba. Nti me sure say what na sopem going forward no. The by nti the way ye can say e ka so bi ye ka say o man ye import dependent economy a. I just say almost everything na ye be use o man bia ye kra da eba. So long as I buy a no, na the bia uhia dollars wakokra. The exchange rate no kwa na be kosro. Eno no ya asem no fa baako. Asem no fa baako nso so sa ho ne se enioma ye de kwa amanone no. E do so chen de ba.
okay
From 2017 no, our exports have always been greater than the imports because of the extractive sector.
sir nti say Ghana ye export mo mkra do so chen import.
Yes, we export for since 2017, which is about 5 years in. Since 2017, we always export more than we import.
Nti sika no we do.
Na sika no we ma more figure no, ma say dey be na the figure ba. The Bank of Ghana
pay attention today say from 5 years nanado aban yo me bo ase
the
nanado aban.
yes.
Na konya so no. Ghana exporting more gold, more cocoa, more oil. Chen ye import.
Yes. We export more than we import. Mami, last year, with the Bank of Ghana figures, last year. Last year, Bank of Ghana say you exported total of $17.5 billion.
Okay.
Bank of Ghana, 7 or Bank of Ghana report. Me figures in me figures. Bank of Ghana figures. Now, first, top 3, only 3 items are accounting for 84% of the total exports.
Okay.
Only 3. 3 no aye hwamo. 3 no the only kind aye gold.
Gold.
When him say last year the producer and export, the producer and export ye ni bi wa. He exported 3.8 million ounces of gold in Ghana. Where your official record though? They are unofficial. 3.8.
Officially 3 times this number. Okay, maybe a president
Maybe
Dubai for record or and it's a gold free Ghana no was 3 times the normal catcher president
oh yeah, it can be possible. It can be possible. Into the official data no.
Into gold official data gold last year quiet
3.8 million ounces of gold. And Ghana yet number 1 in Africa. Number 1 producer of gold in Africa. If you pass away number 1 Africa na unyi edan dem na ehiafo memu na sika de ebedie kra yenya okoto wacha untimi nto amanfo da abonten and so you're number 1 producer of gold in Africa and number 6 in the whole world. We are number 2 producer of cocoa. Ghana is the 2nd largest economy in West Africa, 2nd to Nigeria. And when Sikano way. And how can you be number 1 producer of gold in Africa? Produce 3.8 million ounces of gold, and the value is $6.8 billion. $6.8 billion. Afe Yemra oil, crude oil, $5.2 billion. And you know Kabuma $12 billion.
Dog can cocoa the any beam.
Cocoa near 2.7.
Okay.
Gold 6.8 billion. Sika ina dollars yo nye cedis. Gold 6.8, oil 5.2, cocoa 2.7. And in there they be many abre natural resource no because share gold any oil no kwa $12 billion. Exchange rate near 11 and you multiply 12 by 11 set near here. 12 times 11. I think me year me 144 billion me confirm it. And for me calculator na me money.
Okay. Hey.
The exchange rate
media me pesa dog who repeat your gold no 3.8 million ounces of gold just last year me boy.
Just last year until the value would multiply the price $6.8 billion.
Hey. Yeah, wicked country oh.
Exchange rate near 11 12 billion 132 billion cedis.
132 billion cedis.
Billion cedis.
Billion cedis and okay, cedis. Okay.
And I said my multiply by exchange rate of 11.
Okay.
And the gold ne oil no the value here $12 billion. What the back Ghana schema 132 billion cedis. Oil sika 5.2 billion, which I'm saying about a buying. Oil sika no, what do you be saying?
I ain't about Ghana.
5.2, 1.4.
Okay, the total from the oil sector near
Oil near $5.2 billion.
5.2. Sika yenya for last year. 5.2.
Yeah, for export, last year export.
Okay, $5.2 billion. And I ain't about Ghana.
1.4.
They are kind of way.
They are kind of yeah, 3.8. Yomodia. 3.8. Say and criteria no my cousin sign. They be other mechanic contract maybe a new. So no so no what is sika na be shame. Ananti ye ne yesi ati asese over the sika be shame. Nti won so atu the sika na ko.
Enti dog minimum way minim se president Kufuor nim way a ye pay appointment ma wa ubetimi akọ no because it just doesn't make sense. Why are we doctor at Osre? Why do we continue to do Avanti about better comment Osre? Well, I don't know. You see aware say yesika we nyina brofo de ko.
Yeah.
Doctor do for a appointment na doctor do for share president not to mean change mu say e was see a change your oil near gold contract na zika na Ghana.
Na say finance minister Frey me call me mechanic na akira. And the minister so mkoshia cabinet ya on best start here the hu dwuma because the tell me nya bre is a fiati o say pa pesika si edan pesika nsuo pesika ya bus pesika ya hospital ama ye ho atwa Ghana ha menim ba bi e ko pesika na free o this is natural resource I'm telling you because the kind of natural resource no emu oduye ana oman bia we develop bia or the natural resource they develop here. Check the history.
Doc, which I say, and then the me akra me raho. I mean, because it just doesn't make sense. Now, Dr. Sakwa, they me pay wasem no. I mean, you are the only one who is able to break this down for us. Me bones. There should be no reason why any leader in Ghana should sleep soundly in Ghana when this
yeah. And there should be no reason why we should have the poor amongst us at this time. When you are number one producer of gold in Africa, number one, South Africa crime. This is South Africa crime. Oko Botswana, the value of a good year, and resource just 60% of Ghana there. Ghana here value now. Say 100, the Botswana there is 60. And so called the Botswana co-head your money your man. Yet you taxi sanitary pad. Botswana which sanitary pad free. University students EJ allowance free. Yet you taxi sanitary pad. And you Omaya to gold. We are number one producer of gold in Africa. Or taxi sanitary pad.
But no problem. Me say 1992 constitution, NDC NPP. Obviously, they are aware of this. Because MPP for the best sign oil contract.
Many evidence, but it's possible to Obiaje kickback or contract, Many evidence there, but it's possible.
Oh, I know there are no crowd men caso near the young name Saglemi and amount 200 million see Diana. When see what could sing Kuko we see 200 million. See can
yeah. And you because Tio, I don't know what good year. I don't know what Yamedi a good year share a former mount. But they all you have to go up for a amount. Say for your own year. Compare Saudi Arabia for their young woman. And in Saudi Arabia, more top players like Ronaldo, they have big players because of the oil money. Qatar hosting World Cup and saying over 3,000 or so 3,000 buses on World Cup no only for chair Yemen. Just a more to more in your bus cry. Oh, World Cup stadium back. Almost dismantle no. Sikakasa. Obidi gold who ye. Obidi no oil who ye. Ghana pa nyami onye debut. Ntina ye bon pa na sometimes nyami won fear no. Nti onye debut. Nyami pa onye debut. Enyoma wo de dua yasase mu pa say Africa nyina Ghana wo da too good kese pa so wo si ahia. Nti nyami pa wo de esi form emetu mayana. Ajelo wa hia.
What will it take? I don't know me per se. Kakreya aka ise na na do neti akonya so de na ebetimi aka che no on to mean some contract is abrofo e
on lawyers bi no monte committee no start hwehwe nkrate no de ebetimi asesa sa de ntimi nsesa no omo contract ni wu aye mfa mo bio but I must say GMPC so start say newly discovered resources no omo be make sure say Ghana chefa mo we kase na de mebo GMPC abaso omo ayade but I know sometimes I think Ngophobia raise certain concerns and questions about the deals be deals questionable. And see, but at least is say I was said the only way forward and it said I was said Ghana nya a chefa kese natural resources. Now the bia because you want to talk Botswana until I mean Saudi Arabia, I mean Qatar no, me say Botswana near Africa. Into Yemfea, Omuni bet me compare because Yenya independence, not Botswana, we were richer than Botswana. Yenya independence, not Qatar cry desert. Yenya independence, not Saudi Arabia desert. And so Omunya first class. And then Qatar, Oka GDP per capita, Qatar number 1. In the whole world, yes. GDP per capita. So World Bank and the ranking about Qatar the difference.
Wow.
The whole world. All because of oil. Oil.
Into oil on the show so you bet me as a sign brabo.
You should mono. You should mono. Say there, Unjimin Kasawa bra, my recommendation. Now you could share finance minister. Say we made a recommendation. Say, until some said this, I could any day, I'm a finance minister. Say this is we are. Say ye benya. That's the fear. You should mono. Yes, it's a Ghana, your boy, a brat, to say Botswana. Say the Botswana for any abro, mobile, modern diamond, air show, musi, Say Ghana, Shiamu. Now, say Ghana, Chefa, a good year, 55%. Afibiano, Munimas no Muntio. Afibiano, Ghana buying Ebenya $5 billion additional revenue.
Okay.
And Sikana Yan tax na yan mamuni yenya the oil, any good, any yina, the babeka hoya $5 billion. So net exchange rate no year 10 crank, 50 billion cities.
Okay.
50 actually I buy a person with 206, now 222. I know what's about 206 billion. 206 billion. So up to now, good the oil, you half. And it means $5 billion additional revenue now. And you deficit and came up with same view.
Kagana ya more
According to expenditure now, I buy a coach or budget. say in your says Ghana Mobusian view.
So I then na buy onye we na ka onye free.
Say a buying so no mommy sometimes you defend your buying for no kakra because almost 4 years I buy me atwa mo. And the politician also or dia konya na or dwene next election why Ghana for better no. And you also dwene next election. And say adaje pa what the better say asensan krata aye yi de nka beginning na also nka beginning no yenya oil fuforo no ananka yenya akandifo bi di anim say okay we were not going to take half na Ghana yanko bobusian fan share exploration nim nanka your participation interest no nkosoro sa bre no na ne ye ho ye den ahyase na no asese me no ka say den krata no contract this is 2035 and sana wuo this is 2035.
Jesus Christ.
And you been
$43 billion ya brofo na fa no. O me pass 2035.
And look at 2035 for I know ye oil no kwana gold dey kwa dey minya hwem.
Na say gold need over 100 years o manya fa ko
gold dey atua.
No, Ghana nye ye biem. Ghana nye ye.
Ebe that's all. Na say Botswana no mu two down sa na nyame yo madom mu nya leader bia. Ene ne nkrofo a omo ka say enough is enough. We have to develop our country. God is raising a new generation.
One is signing a deal.
Was it
2035 contract, oil contract, one is signing here.
And they said this in the NPP, NDC 1, NPP 1, and NDC 2 in the Fourth Republic. And 2% before will be administration, dear President Kufuor administration, and then President Mills administration.
President Kufuor before we sign oil contract, maybe.
Now, say the time you know oil.
Yeah, but when you say the time no we discover about I don't know some year commercial quantities and I was sign a contract no 24.
Okay. Of course. And I make us say administration too ni na no. Omo na beka.
Besi Atamils besi Mahama besi Kufuor.
Omo
na
na
sign oil contract 35 years am abro for no. It is 2035.
Yeah. So 2035 no na you say oil no besa. Yes, and not contract besa na oil nasa.
Oh no, this is wickedness. This is wickedness, seriously.
But we are discovering new wells.
I want 2020, not just 2035, nothing already 35 years. What on
Yes.
the Shebre Amabroni?
Yeah. You realize that offer 1 billion to as a heritage fund for Njirima. I know it's an insult. It's an insult. What was saying contract bogus way? Also, we are questioning my heritage fund. Heritage fund because I'm saying as of last year, $1.2 billion. Obidi 43 aircon. Who say ma 1.2 ama Njirima. Njirima 1.2 ebe yo model 1.2 billion per heritage fund. What the bed?
Dog, these are the things I'm saying. Ghana boys, ne girls, no food soldiers, no one more did at them. When there was somebody on my drink cost.
At them, me my terms are. Me say, this will be a who say, or some now can say tia party, and I say come a party be a and the party for now, so we do attempts here.
Because where the who can say 1 billion is an insource, a Bronia befa $43 billion the cop.
Yes.
Now $1 billion say for two heritage fund. Oh, do I don't know.
I say you on the debate. Who now go say contract
no,
it's an insult.
I was here causing financial loss to the state.
No, it's an insult. It's an insult because I do not see. If you ask me, I'm an economist. I've read development economics for all the 4 years of PhD. If you ask me, because I will change now, say Ghana. You can see a transformer economy, you're transforming a crime bear so. You go hospital, own form. Ukonya accident ya, you free kolebu, misa kolebu for say bed or and sana ya admit you. And tisa no money in any school, no double track, and you're someone or you're several boarding house, a bay and NHIS, we are repair or see a show, a man hotel. O we school na per adwuma ya, adwuma bi a bia na bi wo man mo benya bia ye. The bus, public transport, and they say bia traffic and kwachiche kwamnye highway, near railway and nam so na enye say dual carriage. Sikano, but asa ko sikano yakofa free him. Meka say sikano enye free bia. It's a natural resource. Full stop. Because examples from other countries just say, and yeah, they are being free IMF at transforming your economy. And yeah, they are being free World Bank at transforming one crown and come with that. Abrofono muni ya sao and come with that 1. So me boya my one toy or memu and come with that. Ya ne was ye near ye. Sikan ewo Ghana ha. Obi na last year. Gold $6.8 billion. Oil $5.2 billion. Okabuma $12 billion. And man can't tell me say Ghana niska. Sika wa heya, sika no wa ha. Akase yebesa nkrata a yebeje. Eno anaka. Aka leader obedi anim akosa nkrata. They said the Botswana for leader akodi omanim esa nkrata. Nigeria for leaders edi omanim sa nkrata. Nigeria is getting 51%. Botswana is getting 55%. Ghana is getting 16%. 16%.
Chese, Doc, me my bomb area. On Maya, we are the number 1 producer of gold. We are making last year Ghana exported 3.8 million ounces worth of gold.
Yes.
Media to Facebook says, "Yeah, okay, I am quoting
now." The patoa.
They say me be quote umakuma konam di ni nyina to no because obi entia ye be wo obi adwene mu na kom.
But see, as long as we have breath, we will talk. We will continue to talk until something happens. God has given us the voice to talk, and I'm not afraid of anybody. We will talk until something happens. Say, I'm any our man. And I'm like I said, yeah, bomb pie na. Yes, yeah, hanya me cry. Ya me see for because menya mo debut. It's menya mo debut. Huh? They say by nyamenya debut. What the 3.8 million ounces of gold asha wasa asimo. O oil, you bet you oil you never turn I drew $5.2 billion. And yet, where your number 2 pro, your manganese, your bauxite, your magnesium, your iron ore, your aluminium into the crown here debut.
And I also say ni nyina ba cities wo no $1 ni nyina ni besi ahe. E besi 132 meboa.
132 billion. 132 billion. When you say 132 billion is almost close to sika aban no power afiwe.
132 billion no equal to sika aban pe, and this is just two commodities.
Just two commodities. Yes.
Abusiafo, we need to pray for Ghana leaders. Oh, to aba, maybe 20 Ghana citizens can go to aba. Decide a leader who bet me change these contracts because you see it is no longer questionable. Say a wickedness, it's unconscionable.
We need that.
You bet na honey afa ya sign a contract say 2030. What are you doing? More ye ezu eza rado no. Ya sign will shebre di ama. Yeah. See doc. Ya sign will shebre di ama broni until 2035. What what ye ezu eza? I say no for by elections. I did 2 million. Now I'm count TV so they are proud. What did 2 million and no one found kobo to me? Sikana besa. Meanwhile, I sign was shabre the ama obi 2035 and sana. It's our contract will be end.
About and one now street to show I am 200 cities and now 2,000 cities when they are general. Senka sika we ya bubu din aban to me the transform economy. I'm out we go university cry na say university no say the grant of $100 franc out there. Who school near my grant colleague yakohe Gaddafi time no obia $1,000 obia or light obia on show umbe can you now so 24/7 enum say na IPP for say ya anya umbedum light ya domuka anka you sika or memu light gina so ko abrochi anya the same thing yehu light gina so you doom light and you use gas or use electric stove no de no aduane ensure ubi a pipe na ta galamsey bianco ensure over plane, over train, over bus, and I'm sure the quality of bus and the quality of the driver. Over yada woman.
And so you do not mobile stop air condition. No,
yes,
air condition.
What's not to impede or bumpire? What's not care about this or bumpire? Because a quite be our fashion. Now, car no crown. When was the last time I drive no service a car? No. When was the last time I was service here? And the quality of mechanical best service, when coach was Marie, cow Marie.
And two nam kwanso aka one nyame ano pay ya techima nipa for timomawu breadwinners mawuko but no go be message say abrantia baako o say if you out there madok nchirem no mu say nya kufu ado na sign a contract no eye no kramum to be fair kufu ado obeto all these contracts the contract exactly President kufu ado betimi atesa contract we nyina
we blame them because
change this contract kufu ado nko betimi change mahama nko betimi change President kufu go be in fact what to make sure say o share contract we almost signing between Atamils ni kufu time
yes
Atamils ni kufu time that time no come kai say President kufu time ko fa Norwegians be by say omo make sure say the omo munya oil no how they manage it between President kufu time any a friend saying Atamils and almost signing a contract where I'm the Shabra Shabrofo and 2035. Nti oil no ye nyahwe fu say ni Musa say if I'm sick the dog ko kana mayare I'm sick. Our leaders are wicked. Roadside Ghana see if you when they sign a contract mon can obi ehun say nye kufu ado na say yes say no sign e bo betimi asesa but you it's a blame game na Ghana for peno Mahama ba here 4 years go betimi asesa no obi asesa
but when him say a new obi manifesto so asesa bibi
so when him say who here omo Ghana bono pay yezu eyezani eshi
surprisingly if you unkwani journalist ya me know the yes discussion here you are passionate about it but bia network bia me discuss here bia manu see you say okay then and commercial break wow it's like nobody's interested in the conversation. I'm telling you all the big networks, all the TV stations that we have in Ghana.
Backbone of Ghana headache. This is the backbone of Ghana headache.
Yes.
So my number one producer of gold. Just last year, Galamsey Cross.
Taxes sanitary pad. Taxes sanitary pad. Who produced 3.8 million ounces of gold? Taxes sanitary pad. Anyone knew? Well, journalists who are interested in this, so journalists who are interested in this, apart from Vim League. This discussion is about the fifth time I you. Me what Egypt now so me back Ghana from all the big TV stations, all the big radio stations that you know. Maybe I could be a can we say there and they are pointed as a doctor say that's all by no one.
If it means here the time ning na beka yebeka.
Na
papa krom ye to go do. Me see, your friend say, amansia ni adanse. Jamana anse na aboase ye dede no mabeye kwan ne kakra. Udu amansia baby Aisha want to go no dog. 1 kilometer of quota. Ebi ni I swear to God, ebi ni o. Now we are producing 3.8 million ounces of gold. Hey, sir, amansia for na one year demonstration. Fa go burn all of you. Western region, the money headquarters, dog. Western region, go away. A 5 Western region.
Yeah, Western region.
You have produced
Western region. University in
we're crying a modest estimate because they are
Western North, Western region, University in
Hey, this is crazy.
This is everywhere. Yeah, this is gold. Any oil, any manganese, any bauxite, now 43 billion profits now make 17. Where value addition no can yam where raw materials and raw products. So imagine say you refine gold, imagine say you refine oil, imagine say you refine bauxite, manganese, iron ore, aluminium out of Ghana, and Cabo say 43 no crash. And Ghana will be having billions, hundreds of billions of dollars every year in this country. Every year in this country. And we have rich Ghanaians. I'm waiting to see Kashim or Heya. Nigeria go ahead to my Dangote. Now Dangote is untouchable. He's untouchable in Nigeria. Obi Juma by heart, and then cement, and then oil, or China away. You will Ghana scaffold high, you won't chance, sir. Wo Vim lady, una is canny, the percent oil no. Be company, they be 2 oil no. Now any are buying and check oil production, a production sharing no. Yen check. Who's a Ghana do all the politics? There be.
Na Canadian Japan ni despite no many idea who cry the amount
I'm not looking at Japan as well by my main cars and Mimona so now the video be a hair and it's true but say he's ashamed and all parliamentarians should be ashamed sir what they say your cost production sharing card the year can once a month royalties now royalties we have said royalties a rate 5%
increasing
5% no 3%
3.5
yes I know honorable Canada Japan say any new pass Ghana will be able to go no 5% royalties and all parliamentarians must bow their heads in shame and all Ghanaians should be ashamed of himself herself said the two men will not be too good as say man able to oil yourself no 5% royalties anyway
doesn't make sense it just doesn't make sense.
We are so rich. Ghana is very rich. Ghana can be a first-class country within a few years. Now, we are number 1 producer of gold in Africa. There are 54 countries in Africa. We are number 1. What are you telling me? DRC, Angola, we need to go to Guinea-Bissau, we need to go. Buy number 1.
So beyond
how can you be number 1? Now, that's why you double track. We are number 1. Now, school feeding. This is a Manuka demonstration. Some of Chumuka. We are number 1 producer of gold. Now, I'm 40 here. We are number 1 producer of gold in Africa. We like to praise so. Now, say na yame ya dumama. That do so no call. We are number 1. Number 1 producer of gold in Africa. Shall find. Number 1 producer of gold. Producer in Africa, share or traffic say Oko Kroma, who feel Legon, airport circle. Me say 1 hour, now there's traffic 1 hour.
Doc Legon to circle, brat, come to 25, Defta Koba Golf City near they are now Kosomo, Michelle Kam Echo Ashama, Echo just say traffic pan because I quite know they are all 119 go the whole and one. We are not expanding now. Number 1 producer of gold. Yen to me, NC, who the fact Chimpona boys in your Jubanye. You can't boys in that any we smokers. Will be a new we. More than 10 hot. Fact, yes, sorry. You Maukas and Kadoko Benyada Janui. Fact,
Japan is so good. Wadaje. Obia no be wadaje. Me call feel like so good wadaje. Oh, sorry, I'll call Juma. We are about you about you, Kakra. I didn't show Juma. Obia no be wadaje. Number 1 producer of gold in Africa. Yet here, and the boy wants for him. Number 1 producer. Well, number 1 producer away. When I was for the whole UTV, I say sovereignty, Papa Bay.
Yes, I'm part of sovereignty, Papa Bay. And I can't
probably didn't come on or say, and you will say, Kayava or man question IMF more permanently for forever and ever. I'm so. We have a sovereignty. Was it sovereignty, Papa?
Sovereignty, Papa. We are a sovereign nation. Sovereign nation. Who they? Sovereign nation. Who the oil? Come Bruni. Emma just over the last 5 years were to $43 billion. What they are cutting chrome. Now, I'm not crying for 1 billion. Say Fatu heritage fund. Now also 77. Yeah, John. Yeah, John. 1 billion.
So in terms of percentage, you know,
1 billion.
Yeah.
When for 43 billion, profit at that. No, I'm 1 billion. No, I budget in account. And Ghana got 1 billion and I pay.
And you see 1.2 billion heritage fund. And they mean Chima. And Chima was into $1.2 billion. Emma, my population over 31 million. what the 1.2 billion see a benchima, and Jima baby, Jima no more.
And Jima,
A common in our Jima. Miss Escan, Macassa, Yanko Yimra, Sa Heritage Fan, Yanko Yimesi or Ghana. Now, Oko can be Koyaba baby, and it's not that's what I want.
It is a saying we are throwing a challenge to your MPs now, 275 members of parliament, to all the ministers, to President Akufo-Addo, to President Mahama.
They have all failed. They have all failed us. They have all failed us.
Right, Ghana was executive constitution, and then wait me. Sorry, say, you sign your oil contract, you go the my bro from Frankobio. Say, you go no bar. You better out the old dodo, I'll bet me the alcohol, and the dodo out the better. Obuasi kra go bills so say asana aka coins krano. She want to me to 3.8 million ounces of gold. This is a sick country. Officially, Ghana is sick. Every day, Piobi aka tell me I'm so Ghana there. Oh, it's a sick country. Officially, Ghana is a sick country.
Now, only say, me chere abrofobia there. So, the lecture on the economy of Ghana say, Drew, natural resource say ya. Sometimes I even want to skip it because me I make I and you. Because the questions are students maybe say, don't your people know this? Now, as I call it, the and the other students, you over to the baby, you know, I say, but don't your leaders know this? They know, and they are milking. One student used the expression milking the country, and it's very true. The foreign companies are milking the country, milking the country. Yanka say pamu obi. Yanka say obi agye sika. Asema yeke nyina say the Qatar, Norway, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Botswana, USA, China, omu nyina di omu natural resource ebo omu ho bra no. Yenhwe sa model no so. Enfa so emu e ho bra na Ghana yenso ye nipa. Model no say ye production sharing. Ebunu ebusa yena nanum tititititi kurase omoye ebunu ebusa no mukro omunim nyansa chen ye sebi yena nanum kra ye flo omu se omoye titititi no omunim nyansa chen ye sebi because omo no hu say adentina me wo masase na me de ma libra akodo so na libra no koton abetua tax ama me da bi libra kunya bro $100 am no be che ebunu obi amfafa. And I said, no, but you know, Busa, my family, you know, for back, and our family, you know, for back. That is the model. No way, you so. Model, a kata, you so. Yet, and I know to take a crassy journal. I don't know. A mile of your rich, or more you so. And I had an unknown with the guy, and no more call, and yes, Jimmy, Sabi. Anna, Yakacho will be said, you're good, why, bra, you're good, why, ma'am. That I plenty about you, we be our baby who suka. I'm saying, Ubesu, they will go to obey you, who say no, so they will go obey you, who say no. Some say, and you are Ubesu because I never walk on a crown, and you're here. And your pro be said, your oil, your good, until they are able to never call it your tax in my. Hey.
It's sad. But dog, Mammy for Unia Bema, what's not watching, and he's been laughing just say, I am a Rahuma, Young Mills say, oh, disappointed NPP phone every day, you blame me NDC. Young cancer, Young Mills, why being your coins? You don't even understand the issues. Go oil, no NDC Mbohun, MPP more, yet another the Magana for NDC MPP now sign contract way between President Kufuor time and President Mills, the time no sign a contract way, and normally your oil number bro free to 2035. Yeah, can you listen to wisdom and stop the Jimmy on my page. What did they be who go to the idea because you are 2035? What's your best any message in the about a year? Eh? You can't get your oil, they are coming up to 2035. Think, oh, Jio. Dog, mammy, too. Me, I bomb me, their dog, Sako, dear canvas, so Mike, no doctor, a yata, so Mike, no, a point.
This is the fear. Yeah, that dog, I say. I think that then I watch my JCBB so. I mean, to say a mocha trade deficit in trade imbalance. Meaning say the same thing to say the na or can trade deficit in trade imbalance no between
export and import
because me tell you once a match in the okay no na Actually, my idea of a business
That I can't answer my child.
again. Now, may know the mechanism we Ghana deals now. Everyone say your first deals nimpo na ye sign ye nana bad because that time me and him say whether oil no e be commercial like be kuyi and kuyi. It is the first deals nimpo na nka bad. What about the subsequent deals? Well, it is either say you're just cowards and now say somebody is benefiting from the deals.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Because you see, on the other point, Ghana, Obian him say Ghana, you will go. Gold company be about Ghana, who go to pay. Who said say up we conditions no we own to me go by them. Or to be quite the problem, your national resource no, and shall Obian him say Ghana, you will go. Company are willing to come to say obey agree to the terms. Obeba no near a go with, but unim from present year balance and I know can. It could be that there is something in there. And we'll say you probably further. Why dear politicians need now bar or so interested in say pushy for better deals. Some of these deals are no good for air sign. And we'll get the first
In
point.
fact, doc, Osha a doctor could the can send them a import bill. Wouldn't him say 2022 nkwano. Yeah, motor vehicles, cars, and the car spare parts. Yeah, 1.7 billion. Yeah, import bill no. Yeah, you import it.
Yeah, no. Sika ya niko. Sika ya say no. Okay, import. Import bi anu sika no airport. Ya confirm, ya confirm by.
Cars money amankwa, the cars ya kofa minister so hwan yo ni nyina na 1.7 billion dollars so enye cedis dollars. Industrial machinery 1.4 billion. Electrical machinery 685 million. Electrical say the baby companies no eno dey almost say ekofom. Syria aduane ayedi enko $522 million abro enumde enko enumde Syria plastics ayekra $500 million iron ne steel iron ye bi Ghana ni steel ni ade 391 million na ebede na tema steel wes ni ade nguma abrofo meto natural minerals any ade stones aye import bi omo kofa bi omo de biba $374 million iron and steel $359 million oil and minerals $300 million what's that oil na abrofo ne befa kono yes en twechire ekokra petrol any diesel the bow ni kerosene finished product OMCs no that's the job they do the broni aye wie no ye to bi wa ha o mama broni na ba befa mo nya ho profit for $43 billion akodi free ni answer for chire the dollar kwa brochire akokra finished product aba $300 million wood inua wood crow onwa bro wood cry yakra 97 million wood doc wood chrome Ghana wood no 2021 fuel petroleum products and cry yakra $2 billion when kwa me de be another program when kwa to them am face ya me de be another program this is Ghana
yeah intimate what they make and so na doc ka say ohwa emman a omo developing bebre omo use omo natural resource no minim hwe no so wohwe US ha unza omo that federal system no the state will be what scarcely be state most times more of the resource no but they did just last year Texas omunya a surplus of 32 billion sister if you have any say omu finding out how omu be this scanner where this say omu the 18 billion and my year citizens step back say omu get property taxes so we here just because it's oil so just because oil it is a now resource no was a woman you feel it well and this Ghana you will gold you will cocoa yes I will oil and so still you have to run to IMF to do all these things and it requires a and that's why a house if you're making the way you maybe affordable housing government and getting it right from the time of president before for housing me that time na me here Ghana. Tamale is the name say be what Tamale.
Yeah, na me nim say be what Tamale ni Kumasi nyina.
Yes, I worked on the Tamale one. That time na me here Juma Kumasi. Na aban no say oye model bi na say na be mad. What the government was doing is say in that project ono abe supply building materials ni nyina.
Aban no.
Yes, that's what the
government. Because benya 10% inti ono supply building materials.
Find it out. They buying and supply building materials. The contractors, the government was only paying them for labor. Now, sister, if you are making my boss, a witness, I win, so you better work on the project. Yeah, the now fees the buyer, not 55% of scanning area. We were discouraged from day one because the car was 55% of that echo. They are by involving the whole in housing policies from President Kufo to President Mahama here or Mokas Saglemi here. And that dear near my best son, me feel say yes, a government and they say what challenging private sector now I'm coming out with prototypes of real affordable houses. Now on only way be supported the citizenry in order to buy those homes. No, you free because anytime obey involved, this is most times I not chop you actually. I say NPP for about 6 years, then no more after I go in the housing. What they will tell you, then they say, oh, you have 119 million. But if you say, mobile the first year, no call one, and inflation that happened in 6 years. You might have required there 42 million, 45 million. As you see, in 6 years or so, no, we go to almost 120 million. I was buying who free now or allow private sector. No, you see some of these larger program incentives, now ordinary people know so any that.
Doc, I think it's very important. So I'm now kind one expert for no real estate for that's what they said. Francis, but mama, good evening. Who can say free? So microphone, no. But I about send a message. We had him say, I Kobina. We keep saying they are milking us. No disaster starts in a day. These wickedness, any greedy contracts or signing started that. In fact, Dr. Sarkodia Konkai said between President Mahama, President Mills, President Kufo, President Mills, President any more my training the almost sign a contract. They have every power to also change it. Nana do they also change oil contract, no be change it. Say a man Bronibia Media oil up to 2035, but yet it is a more Ghana for the bear politics. It's up to you now. Yeah, oil na abrofone de kono. I can patrol Casa O'Brien. Francis.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. What do you?
I'm my full program na Ghana. Ghana your mineral resources na good ne say timber na ye man de. De me hu ne say ma adwena mechiro de me hu ne say ye mpanyimfo no I mean the politicians now only both NPP NDC no omo family and they benefit from it. They don't care about Ghanaians, near ordinary citizens na to abanamamo. They don't care about us. What I said is oba na say or sign contract impo na say and favor young Ghanaians now. So far as their family and their friends will benefit from it and they are okay with it. Because all this kind of resources like yes sir bread this guy your friend saying takradi for instance saying saying regions all these resources in it means catch me say leaders no ideas no they are rather benefiting from the natural resources media and not young Ghana for no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yo, Brad Francis, Mammy now I say, I know the old point here very solid. Yeah, well, yet it's kind of on the yet to be so, but Nina, your best sign a contract to Papa, my and let's can have a few. And when they say a problem, I hear play leader, Papa. obetimi abra Patrick Bacho, good evening.
Good evening, Sister Fia. But if you have
I also better than Dr. Sarkodia baby amaye. When they
yo,
will
Sister,
be nipa.
easy. Oh my dear, Sister, I'm saying that I told so I don't want.
Oh yeah, there be a many doc yes a discussion way, but I say yeah, I mean yes, Ghana for are not angry to say they are me feeling no. We okay, I'm because all equalization, but look, party for me and we not sign contract ya my own. You bet now yeah. Mommy tell what Patrick.
Oh my dear, they be a mecha to say Yankasa. Yadi Yankasa ya bravo beshe and sem. Near who's on mine, the econo, yem penny dear. Say ya nebeko, because on my ye too good to be our Africa. Now, we are seeing in our toss saying. Say if we are leading in Africa, I'm saying
I say we are saying the number 6, but Africa you know the number 1 more than South Africa cry.
you see, and to know say about not say ya na sinchima beba no be bread ya. Media, I don't know. But sister, on my no media, like you say, we need a radical leader. Obi say Kennedy to come and change all these your friends and contracts in your man. Media, I believe in the man. Say Obi to me Abba change all these contracts because past presidents, somebody like John Dramani Mahama. And if he had the chance to change this or amend your friend is saying agreement between Ghana and one now with you and gold yen minerals that's one ya that's a omampany Akufo-Addo aba that's ono so ayenhwe ha that's one ya why biem na some reality when that's also babe but umia anahwan media me believe say Kennedy no so man a chance no ba all these things no will be looked at. Now then they no contract no so yes I will be a contract we say 30 years and I will say
35 2035 net say bro ya sani acho bebe wu 2035 nti ya be
na
ya kwa
2035
ma brofo na akosi 2035 bra
2035 na me no near already
no da so no kra ba obedi 35 years oba be tue bi oba no no so how real it is
any brisamo any brisam ne didi agro no sebe enema bi say no de o say ye yam hye na Ghana ye tie ni ehwe ne because your friend is the number 1 producer of gold in Africa na say obi be da sorry na say aduane ko obedi kura ho den ba bi obedi ni ti beto na say ya asem a na oman we ye ho omobo sebe ye ho omobo pa na say ye leaders no won dwene nipa ho anas woni abada de bia mbusa sebe woni tima woni tima ma the ordinary Ghana uko circle anadwi yakwe won na de da ayi ase break ayi overhead yase the boys is saying what poor bravo and you see no one so poor bravo but there be a foundation na leader be certain right no and am on so akowie won sa o me no mienu de ebia ya wofo bi boa ye ntino yetimi aba bedu something we have a roof over our head ye nya ba bi tito yetimi fidi ye ma fidi ye ho but no kra ye bre what must say na the ordinary young guy I was sorry on the obedi ho den on my way baby adui
Patrick, mami no asinti na make us a boys no kwashia no abeda cause no they are forgetting how. Cause yes adia e kombe kunu nti okwashia kakra no they abe da doctor ko de opese oye final comment back ni waka atama ma to omunyina koma so ma omunya ke mami nti o thoughts on this.
Stay here Michelle.
Major so boss.
I'm sorry, you tear dog akasama I was a me. But stay here to me no President Kufuor fine dog can be by President Kufuor the government to the mean blame no because Ghana yam face can't question or you yam face can't question obi na didn't see buy na ombe explore no munya oye no nti after no ada eyi ayenya no blocks na ayenya no eno no die na oman no ye no ho other blocks no because I think say most buy no so say or discover bi
Yeah. In fact, President Mills time yeah commercial way na
commercial no NDC for any
commercial.
Oh dog say ya na the politics by politics need is the pay nya dey be because
yeah, but say see yeah na do net ya Nana betimi asesa contract nti ade na osesa
Pacho me about the man can say ye twemu tan NDC NPP o man na ombedi so for now And I mentioned me believe Penya or my penny be either so NDC and also a year or beba or bet me as a man near my aye because I believe in Ghana. I believe in Ghana. So if you are here, ufa ya menrane or you no crowd tunchen, why share your port? Shut them a port. Shut them a baby by a shell contractor. Obey ya say Ghana, Ghana, ye nisi cancel your port. Look at this. Shut them a port, shut a whole council crowd, shut dog a small can, ye port to crank a bit means cancel or more. At the Abua Ghana economy. And so a baby a ban contractor, a banner at the Mayano is over 20 years. How? It's a chamutan, never all the among your son, the by a movie, the body, the among your son, the crabby film. Me believe you say, Benya or my penny be out of bar, or bet me, I'm a Ghana, aye.
Okay.
I still believe in Ghana, yeah.
Yeah, no need pa ye hwehwe they say that's all we are looking for because ye nyina ye kasa dok wa wo kase dok need to me so best change contract no call us your mobile mu nyina obi aye citizen of Ghana ye nyina ye need to me ye to aba na ye de to me na ma obi so obi no betimi aye amaye so that's the person ye bon person benya de obedwene Ghana who enough to change all these contracts for look ye betimi NDC and NPP till thy kingdom come ye betimi di attempt it won't change contract say atai na wonya wa babroni till 2035 me person call gamshins mo abranti bia send message odi atem I even ignore your message go add your coins dwene ho say asan na wo shebre 2035 think about that. Edmond, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Fia. Dr. Sako Dieso. Better doctor sometimes anytime you about behind and make sure say try say man kwa jumana kama timeti pa na and me doctor young kasa say as my yare kura Mr. Fia my yare say you need the city more dear to extend say sometimes I be say ke hu am kura o make people no sutu no mo ko naka because how much you say I dey way on bet me am pa Mr. Fia school am buy UK had by schools American number boy the right thing they have to do but they won't do it. They know the right thing but they won't do it. And okay more and no permit you Captain Smart or say you see the first one transformer among this car transformer me do Ghana so I say I'm master this car be master for repair as Sabakroma. This is and then we do now I mean just say me me no this too much to extend see you baby I want to say both NDC and NPP na
that be o me transformer na say you obi I was so obi to me code be what I say no to me nya be justify I'm 10% to be or baby I say yeah
wait just say
code matter code
it's a before when a contract no say atamoso they say do nanado so you have all the right to change everything every contract be a what's animal way you have all the right to change it. So this kind of name country you can it will never happen ain't see animal way ain't see with but Ghana debate me and I say you lead this now and I say but they show me nothing say meaning say I sanka politicians be you mean floor sanka doctor etu enka doctor me sanka yetimi mo mbaba oba amanyo nim no mutimi idea for the right channel need me ediso because nkofo e de ombekunya ta ombekunya wo kan be bia so omonte the best way I say I say etubunya ya fa omu nyina efio ya fa omu nyina efio
that thing I am in support ku ni say ho Nigeria ya ku ya bai ku for no so bomba be wia ni nyina me say dey na Rollins an kan kire o say obi okuta 5 cd cry here dey and dey wi ase ono ne ma mu ko school Northern Ireland enti ku ni dey omo soldiers nko mo ya comfortant civilians no ba mo code ono ma hu kra no hu so wia enti ya dey ani say ebenya good leader that's all we are looking for. That's all we are looking for.
The best is here you all the business men are over Ghana they have all everything on make your mind one director but as I'm despite ni nuanu yen call I my admit name I onani yen fa kan Japan me see yen ban almost about yen fa 10 yen come mo yen ensure me say we within 1 year I gonna be changing easy Ghana make me changing with this such time because the politicians don't want to be sure Masadia any Ghana you was coming about Ghana bia omedi instead of that
baby also omedi e rap one do mpacho good evening you France for mpacho mami too also Dr. somebody am when your BP ana
yeah some names the doctor can now but once the last time my friend na me catch us say you been here say Bruni never be there so and ya so when you go na media because sure send ye crew next year no imagine say by this time you will in Crowdias here and Kola this so much you and San Marco school your hospital or banyuma just say or the mattress bar look at all these petty nyoma bia just say yent me address simple me want to say your leaders to me are very greedy like extremely greedy
my sister be amini ni whatever this week ya ne babo ye wu okolebu because omko okolebu yeti bed ni wo pneumonia keke akra na wu aye besie no so omo se bed ni ho how
meanwhile it will public government officials omo free fuel free electricity it your mo drive just say priorities I am so misplaced that I want to say Enti we the MC doctor canina, but doctor so chairman ade olegon or chairman ade olegon.
Oh, I see. Doc, into students the back ni o doc.
Hi.
Students the back no.
Economic theory level 400.
Yeah. It's good to see you.
Yes. Okay, until the end of time they continue.
Aye, I mean now see baby, kwendu no. Enti doc, I was wrap it up my because Abrantie be say doc, me can't just osrewa come be cha buying crop for pan because too much. Baby, I didn't do no this. Omun to me NG broken heart 20 koka baby che. Mr. Japan. I don't hear you man.
What we can?
Oh yeah, you man. Me who that's our shop ana.
Yeah, me shop no. The mobile mechanic. The mobile mechanic. Me you man. Me mobile mechanic.
Mr. Japan, who ya digitization? Me find show was on. Yete unka. You can many see one here no nkasa. Who ya Dr. about me digitization be first one here to unka.
Oh, okay, Baba.
You say say to unka. Enti dey na pesa oka.
Monteminka. Wurade.
Yeto unka, pesa okasa. Yeah, we say Japan here Dr. about me digitization be. Mr. Japan say on the mobile shop. Doc, obi see me can sure say your friend saying ko catch na ban penny for no more pa because is this happening? See a bit and same say $43 billion you onye see this na ko broni ho. Then na be kan twa to okra.
Nipa ya seminar me dey start enura me asemi keke aje all the airwaves but and same way no be me sika no dey media bia me so be discuss sa asem no ya ye wo fast no so ye ko kape omuntu aso bi so ye da se o ba ye no ane akon enti omu say ni that so ho there there's hope. There will be a new generation, new breed of leaders here. Said there is hope. Now will be about the investment. Yeah, it is true. Contract and it's a time I hear sign. Ghana for first can cost of production. All you two know, you say exploration, to form back could be $60 million. Back say boom. $60 million. So when you are sharing. In this exploration, Ghana buying physical ship.
So slow risk.
Slow rate. Now, and the way forward they say and can say at least omuchimi bobusia ekoshim. Senka bosia na ya bosia ya homuchiri no. Se sa bosia no. Those times your boss are bosia no koshem mu a senka sa be ya hotoye. So that's the logic behind it. And Timo Bia Mekantre say I'm facing Gankushim Tia. I was saying, leaders no Kobo Busia and Kushim and can net in young Paswa because young Mobusian Faisi Gankushim, and Yabo Busia and Wichili. That those days, Yamabusia and Fankushim. And Kasa 43 no Sakabeho. and you have this if you have of 43 billion and get 21.5 billion dollars. What do you say? So this is a shame, and you half of the infrastructure about 21 billion now. And since President Kufuor that because Eurobond and Eurobond because Eurobond now honorable bound do time so and you started call your first Eurobond ABC and then Eurobond the canning Nigeria 15 billion dollars. And this are infrastructure way 43 you half of 21 and can be more than a car deal with Eurobond. And going forward, maybe as a Bosian crowd by no more, no fine share, or because the new wells on which I agree, newly discovered, a buy more Bosia, no for the second question, then cost sharing and production sharing.
Okay.
So, they are dashing and for so be bad, yet now which me a DB. And said Namaka says, ye PC Kapama or May, ye more toy, ye never be at that, and ye near D, and ye suanum, ye my acquire yet. That will be Madame will be Papa accident. Would the house Kolebu keep bed or Kolebu as an ambulance now move you? Will be a one accident you. Not what the ambulance needs you say one compare bed or Kolebu ambulance no move which now. Papa that time I could near bed, me and I didn't know two cat the Madame for each year per bed or Kolebu them and to again. Yes, I tell you the basis, and I do say midnight and son and ye bed. I'm a papa, my transfer if you really by a yao, abba, or buy 3 days of I pay we.
Mr. Mrs. Tabaconebel. Yes,
and Pescaya, I know when you know, say a Kolebu, and Kolebu best a 4, I will cry her. And got one you go at a young chum say you. And Anna health and education double track here how much near ye and
part 2 anyway and part 2 cry also maybe I can cross every quarter and every month be ya be economy no one say me breaking your down but I only go the same way there but because he say
the maker said Ghana for and that's all they pay for the more you know court. Ya come yamanya nyamia dum good no answer oil no so answer you be discover be a good year bauxite aluminium manganese nya de besa enti dia kan de e do so mo yemo ho bai na yemfa mo ye ho bra na nyame kra na ni bagi se ene mo de che ye no yetimi ahweso ye abu ho akonta bedamase
yo dog mama na ati bebre mama na ati yankopon sha pa dog sa akode economics department University of Ghana Legon Mr. Mafo I see you but time na Maria obi time inti patcho next week why Mr. Mafo next week me no memma priority brantem oh we are me guy Rasta bra next week fire ni nyina Wahid Hassan so Wahid thank you so much I was sending a message God bless you say we share but youth no mama ye nyina ye ni na ho se Ghana no ho ye nyina ye dia mama obi anya NDC ni NPP mesremo a mom ye focus on the needful because obroni free ni krom to me be $43 billion the call near my 1 billion person fan to a heritage fund when now oh yeah ezu eyeza eshirado fire go burn you mimi krom dance ni amanse for yeah ye 2 gold on 3.8 million ounces bako ta bako krani ho fire burn all of you say ye nyina yet one we are not talking Ghana nyina we are not screaming we are not shouting we are not angry yakopon be busa ye nyina we anya bone ye ni nyina yakopon be busa ye ni nyina but the yakopon jam o hwe obu aso normal de panche but o mayen so da ye pa na aban a ote akonwa so na na do 1.5 years na aka no Mr. do something do something said we too for catch do something before you go nanado do something before you go and one am the beja busha for good night onyakopon hwe nyina yeso
achicha mo bie no edi tumi na ma na ka ho wo die no e no apono bi edi ama wo
etumi nana no
mfo na nana no
wonim se me no fit nipa atu adudu no aye nimbra me ni wo
mfo se nipa ho atwa ho ahie nyina dudu no anim ebre pa woni no mienu mo sha se di nkita ho
adam no ne free fan no 77 ansa na wo sa ba me bo ana
sese afri apem ahankura dio so
me bo a nana
se ono free fa penso ni nyina o kai so ono wa
a champion water tower over London. Yamino and Namni Kojuan Techinom.
Then a champion water tower over London, Kai. So I know, and Kojuan Techi and Nenam.
And son, I was a buyer, Mobabe Genebiwa, and says I bear net what you hate.
Son, as about Bridging Nebua, and
me probably say by a lawyer, no, me no, the Kunina.
Two was of which by a lawyer, no, Nuna, El Copena.
Any aqua abapim,
and Namaqua about Pepim,
and Ransom Crawford catchers one possum.
Before the catcher said,
as 1 young worker said, there be said him sitting at the Antissa.
Bien was 1 young to Gazo, there be some sitting today, Antissa.
Mediaca cran, sir. Media Futupanam de Bemau.
Don't was it or Moatia, CS, I wanted dear, a Futupa, and the Bemau.
The Ghana for penny Juma.
Ghana for the Omopenny Juma.
The penny I read.
Yomope, I read.
The penny Coswo.
The and Coswo.
And one everywhere.
One Ghana for
me. Yet, what Banny, a bobo, so worrying, will be in a TV trace or catch any panel was soon night to companion for no. Quadron Mahama or catch and Sabani, the come near before the toy. So
we can go to TV kind. So, come, Mahama Nakacha said, the come any before and a 2 years.
As I can another also catch and say, a come near before, so no Banu, the come near before Bessa 20.
Can turn and out once or back, that's why I'm really here, a come near before, no, the pump Mahama, ain't been at the pump.
Who own him there?
For Judy or so own him there.
The word they won't Pessica review.
You won't do a bob bread, you won't Pessica the Ivy.
And she says, a Kuhuna Jumani.
See what bar for dog Ghana Honda or Fire Juma, Nabua Ghana for
a Dean Kwan says a whoop.
Said the great didn't Kwan.
The Bell Diva Comusa and Passable Man Penny by near friend and out of that or Baba Ghana year.
Do I do the here and say, but my yard, dear Dachi, Yakase. O man penyi bi ba Ghana na efe na ado dan kwa kwado obey ade
ni penyi na ni daso
ni penyi na Ghana fo se
Ghana fo nyina ni daso
Ghana fo o mani daso
na so untimi nyedi nyina na so ye bi mi hu